Is it gonna be this logo with the music all the time? There it goes. We're gonna celebrate the Queen's death by... I mean, celebrate the good life. Not celebrate the death. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate the good life of the Queen by playing Queen's Wish. Oh, look! It has this cool cursor. Did you guys have this mouse trail on when you played, when you had Windows? Oh, this is fun. Yeah, yeah. When you had Windows, like the 8 or even XP, did you have mouse trails on? Mesmerizing. I don't know how loud the game is. We'll see when we get into the game. Medals. Non-medals. Oh. Chat, look at how lovely. Bubbles and sparkles. Oh. Who do we get chat to decide the name? Like the what do you want to do, chat? Do you want to do random letters? Do you want to do a good name, Jerry, or what? Good random name? So random letters then, you mean? Okay. Start the timer, chat. Start lettering. Jerry Noriga. Start lettering, chat. Give me a letter. And I can put and fill in the blanks to make it a good sounding one. Oh, if we need to. Not Zagreb Jilpik. You remember the name! Ogiv. Ogiv is a good one. I can't remember you remember Zagraofi Jilpik. It was correct. Zagraofi Jilpik. Ogrivi. Ogivi? We're just making a, like, a Polish guy. Ogrivi. Ogivi. Okay, Ogivi. Who forget the mighty Zagraofi Jilpik. Ogivi works. Face. Oh. Angry? Mm. Yeah. Mm. I'm fine. Hey. Oh. Oh. Clearly, we should have this guy. Like, way too happy to be here, right? Just gotta double check I don't have any filters on for the colors. Don't have it. Did I kill your friends? Well, well. Look at me. I just need... Oh no. I mean, this is basically me, but if we do this, he gets even worse. Want to do Stealthygolem similar, or do you want to do chat? Golem, but after a shaving accent. Okay, we'll get the stash then. Mustache for sure. Ogilvy. Normal. We'll start out quite easy, but become a challenge as we get close to the end. The Empire of Haven rules a full eighth of the known world. Queen Sharon III rules Haven absolutely. Her oldest son will become king someday. Her oldest daughter is Sharon's sage and most trusted advisor. Queen Sharon III, your mother. Queen Sharon III buys the loyalty of all the small nations she can reach. If they refuse her, Haven is wealthy enough to pay armies to make her vassals. None of this concerns you, so I don't know why I'm saying this. You have lived a life of comfort, hiding from the responsibilities that ever threaten to crush you. You've had a peaceful mustache, a life of decadence. Until now. Michael Bay introduces Queen's Destruction. Welcome to Queen's Wish. You have a long day ahead of you. First, you need to learn how to move around. Select a spot on the ground to walk there. You did it. Your older sister, Princess Delia, stands by the door, watching you. She has on her best reassuring expression. Good morning, young prince. I'm sorry for disturbing you. It's almost noon. Where is my butler? I'm afraid Stonehouse is occupied. I think you will meet him soon enough. Delia, get out of my bedroom. You get a familiar, tired smile. I want nothing more. However, our mother commands your presence in the throne room now. Fine, what's going on? I have no idea. She lies. How do I know that? Or is the narrator not me? No lying in bed all day for you, I'm afraid. Hurry, out into the hall. On your way. What does mother want? I would not presume to speak for our queen. I advise I don't order. Get going. I'll get there when I get there. Princess Delia steps to the side. You expect the standard nagging. Instead, she looks you in the eyes. She is sad. What is going on here today? To open a door or a box, select it. Select objects to use them, and select chests and containers to see what's inside. Now select a door in the west wall to open it. Banana! As you stumble out of your bedroom, the royal insignia of Haven slowly fades into being on the chest of your jerkin. This happens no matter what you wear, always. Even when you don't want it to. It's a fairly simple bit of magic, worked on you and your siblings by your mother. She insists that you bear the crest of Haven everywhere you go. Something about the mystique of the royal house. Beep, beep, boop. Oh, wee. This is a dueling hall. For centuries, when a dispute could not be settled peacefully, lords and ladies of Haven came here to resolve arguments in the most final way. A man is waiting for you. You are shocked to see your older brother, Prince Sutter. He's next in line to the throne, and he's almost never in Sharon's palace anymore. He has too much to do. The throne room is just ahead on the left. You groggily enter the dueling hall, hoping to get this ordeal quickly over with. Someone moves to stand in your way. It's your older brother, Prince Sutter, back from some war or other urgent business of Haven's empire. He walks up, gives you his standard hearty grin and says, Greetings, Prince. Hello, Sutter. Back home from some marvelous bit of heroism. Someone has to help run Haven's empire, Ogilvy. Many lives outside these luxurious walls depend on us. Well, that doesn't mean I can't take the occasional break for family. That's why I rushed home when Mother told me of the glorious event. Glorious event? He ignores the question. That aggravating grin is still on his face. He nods toward the box by the north wall. A demonstration, I suppose. All must take part. His sword is in the box. Get it and ready it. That sword? I'd rather not. He gives you the look. The terrifying look he reserves for underlings who fail him. It's supposed to make you quiver in terror, but it doesn't. It hasn't worked on you since you were 4. He shrugs. I'll give thee. You best play along. This all won't end until you do. We're gonna fight, suffer. Hey, Flev. The premise of this game is flawed. I am obviously the Queen's wish. you must have been the Death Wish.
All of this just...
fuck. Select the box to take the sword out of it. You can see what items your character has and equip use items by pressing the inventory button. To get items out of a box, select the box. Box. You can equip the sword, to remove or equip an item, select it. We're gonna do this more quickly. Sutter sees that the sword is ready. He laughs. Well, I'll give thee. Let's see how useful your expensive education was. He claps his hands. There's a puff of smoke in the center of the dueling hall. A moment later, a giant, horrible spider has appeared. Sutter laughs heartily. The thing lunges towards you. To attack a foe, select the foe space it's standing in. You're in combat! You and your foes will take turns. Each turn you will get several action points. Moving and using abilities or items drains these. When you run out, your turn ends. To attack a foe, select the space standing in. To try out one of your cool abilities, press the use ability button. There. Ah, there's more of them. Brutal blow. See you later. Press this button to leave combat mode. You are victorious! To exit combat mode, press the end combat button. You can bandage your wounds after battle. To heal your wounds and restore your energy, you will need to use an inn or return to one of Haven's forts. Whack! Indeed. Let's add some music of our own, shall we? Okay, exit combat mode. Can I move here? Okay, maybe not yet. I'm just gonna have some more. I made this lovely drink. I keep on voice acting now, so I can't really... But I have made another drink of the one of recent times. Coffee and hot chocolate. Sutter nudges the dead spider with his toe. As you bandage your wounds, he says, "Not so bad, Prince. Your education left you with some practical skills, I see." "Are you mad? That thing tried to kill me!" Sutter laughs and claps you on the shoulder. "My position as heir to the throne requires me to be fearless, Ogilvy. You'll have to be the same. Enough delays. It's time." "Time?" You hear a click from the west door. A door to the throne room. Mother awaits. So can I... No. Okay, here? No. Okay, so... Oh, nice. Middle and right click. Look at the door. It moves. Hehe. Yeah, all spiders are cool, except the ones that actually can kill you. I agree. That's kind of the one, isn't it? The ones that actually could poison you, venomize you, kill you, dead you. You enter the throne room to find court is fully in session. Your mother, Queen Sharon, sits ramrod straight on a customary stool. Guards surround her. They look at you with their customary disdain. The Queen waves you forward. "Prince Ogilvy, please, it's time for us to speak." Select a character to talk to it. You come before Queen Sharon, total monarch of the Empire of Haven, and all the lands it owns, savior of your people, scourge of your foes, and your mother. Scourge of my mother and foes. As you come close, she gives you a tiny nod. Prince or not, custom demands that you kneel now. Kneel. You quietly kneel and wait to see what the royal matriarch wants. The queen is surprised and relieved. My beloved prince, I've called you forward in an unusually abrupt way. I'm sure you're wondering why. Don't you usually do your business with my brother and sister? Yes, too much so. I've come to believe. Sata and Delia are invaluable to me. Their happiness comes from knowing that they have value. You will now join the family. I'm giving you a job. A job? Why? We have done you a disservice. I see now that you will only work as hard or be as strong as you are forced to. You are, in other words, a normal person. This is no crime. Haven has bits of unfinished business waiting for us to have time and resources to tend to them. That time is now. Unfinished business? We had a valuable colony on the contingent of Sacramentum, over the sea to the west. This colony was ruined in the Great Calamity. Strange forces destroyed our crops. Our vassal states rejected us. Only a few of our people remained there, hungry and besieged. Sacramentum. The 3 lost vassals there. Yes, and though most wisely fair to say it, they were lost on my watch. I will see now that my errors are corrected and our vassal states resume their duties to us. And what does this have to do with me? In the garden to the west, you will find an enchanted portal that will carry you to the Sacramentum. There, you will take command of what is left of our colony. You will rebuild our forts, raise forces, and reclaim the land that we have lost. Wait, take over a whole continent? Me? Of course. You are Prince of Haven. That is the job you were born to do. It is what you do to earn the wealth you were born into. You will have all the resources you need. You must provide the orders and the will. But I don't know anything about Sacramentum. That is all right. Haven still has loyal servants there. They will greet you and teach you all you need to know. I know the prospect is painful, but you might also be helped by reading a book or two. If the people of Sacramentum don't want us to serve them, why should I force them? Because you're Prince of Haven. Your responsibility is to the people of Haven to provide safety and security. That is a sacred task of our family. The 3 lands of Sacramentum signed treaties with us. They promised us things and they didn't deliver. We can't allow this. Why are you doing this to me? Oh, my child. You are getting old, and time runs shorter than you know. Your life, your true life, must begin. It's the only solution. The portal waits for you. I don't know if I can do this. For a moment, your mother considers standing to embrace you. But no, she would never be so undignified. She simply says, Ogilvy, I believe you. I always have. I promise you that. You hear a click from the door to the west. It is now unlocked. The portal is waiting. Oh, my child, I wish the best for you. Good fortune. Okay. Good luck, me. You think even those are cool? The spiders can kill you in the right circumstance. Wow, can't believe this person. But yeah, you're right. Like even geese can probably a geesage could kill you in the right atmosphere. A total geesage. That's why I don't have a long mustache. Because you have to do that. Did you see the move? Press the gear button to save and load games. Change settings and quit. You made some progress, you might want to resave the game. Press the gear button to save or Control S. Well, we got the same quote. 68 again. That won't do. We need another one. There it is. That sweet monkey love. You stumble out into the West Hall, dazed. Nothing seems real. You wonder if this is all some prank. Then you see your sister waiting for you. Just ahead, you see the look on her face. This is entirely real. Can I get like... I'll increase the tavern music for now. This game doesn't need to have music. Now you can have some background noise. Credit to Ravensholl, is that the name? Yeah. Yeah, she wouldn't hug me, and she called me Ogilvy, did you see that? Mouse, she didn't even call me Sunny Boy. She called me by my first name, Ogilvy. No music besides the menus? Okay, then we'll have some chill music playing. I always like that. Delia is waiting for you in the hall to the portal. As usual, she is infuriatingly concerned about your well-being. Oh, Givy, how are you? Are you alright? I don't know. She firmly grabs you by the hand. Focus, Ogilvy. Only minutes remain. Soon you will be in a wild land. You have so much training, so much potential. Steel yourself. What if someone that just kills me? Our mother's not so careless. You've had powerful protective enchantments placed on you. One after another, starting from birth. You will find you're powerful and very hard to kill. This is a small advantage, but I think you will need it. When can I come home? I want to play Pokemon. I don't know. I know there's a portal in Sacramento. You can use it to speak with us, get information and advice. I believe you'll be able to use it to get home. Eventually, you may need to find help to recharge it. Until then, you will have to deal with Sacramento. None of this seems real. I know. I will change soon. When you get there and find the portal, talk to us. We want you to succeed. We love you. I promise. With one hand, she wipes her eyes. With the other, she wipes her other eyes. Her other eyes. I promise. I promise you. All my eyes will be wiped with tears. Hey, Al Roker, surprise. Sacramento. Sacramente. Well, I do add my own flair for comedic purposes because I'm a comedian. You try to open the door, only to find that it's locked. This makes no sense. I'm a Prince of Haven. No chambers are ever locked to you except those of Queen Sharon herself. Fine. No, I'm an extreme medium. That's when you realize your sister is also a spider. With the other, she points to the west. No, she points to her other eyes. You spent much of your childhood playing in this garden. The stone portal to the north was always closed. You hid behind it 1,000 times. It was to be used for emergencies of missions of great importance. This is the very first time you have seen it open. For you. Your brother stands by it. Its raw energy makes his hair stand up. Yes, one must fall 29/7. If you can download some new robots for the game. Oh, awesome. I will play it... after we play this game for close to 4 hours, I will switch to One Must Fall. It's part of the September Funny Funnies. Sutter waits by the portal with his stupid grin. You give him a good look. No, he's not faking it. The Queen's heir is truly enjoying this. Oh, cheer up, Ogilvy. This is going to be glorious. You'll see adventures, exploration, the thrill of command, all with the full power and support of Haven behind you. Who will tend to me while I'm there? We threw your butler through the portal ahead of you. Stonehouse wasn't happy, but it's his job. I can just refuse, you know. No, I'll throw you through the portal if I have to. You've kept your child too long. It's time. Oh, before you go, I have some advice. You can choke on your advice. Now Sutter's really enjoying himself. He steps back. Suit yourself. Into the portal you go. I can't wait to see how things will go. Yeah, like, excuse me, sir. My name is Michael Kite. I'm a butler. Oh, God!
Welcome back, my good friend.
Here, Flip.
Are we gonna do the thing again? We do the bear flip combo, perps? We're gonna do the bear flip combo. We've done this once before. It'll be a bit dangerous. Last time the bear did end up on the table. Okay? You ready?
Quiet, please. Quiet, please.
Thank you. It's not easy being a streamer. Ugh, I risk my neck and my beer every day. The best content on Twitch. Well, you entered purple redeemed beer and hair flip at the same time, so we had to do the stunt again. We have done it once before. Yes. Another locked door. In your short life, you have to become an expert at finding ways to sneak out of the palace. Yet somehow, all your regular escape routes have been blocked. Here, flip catapult, basically. You stumble through this dusty room. There's atmosphere here. Trying to clear your head. Magical teleportation is infamous for causing dizziness and splitting headaches. You regain your senses and look around. You are in a fort. The walls are rough wood. This is a prison. Posts with chains line the walls, waiting for the prisoners awaiting judgment. It is late at night and mostly quiet. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Golem. You should have seen if we'd picked the actual full beard. It was basically Golem, but with a big smile. But now we just have a big grid with a big stash. You emerge and get a look at the rest of the fort. You've landed in the right place. Soldiers of Haven built this place. However, most of her buildings have crumbled or been torn down for firewood. They will have to be rebuilt. There are no people inside. You hear a shout. Something is happening to the northeast. On screen, north is up, northeast is up, and to the right. Thank you. 80s golem. You have to download a picture of yourself onto a floppy D. Floppy dinks. Tipi-tampi-topito. Thank you for the host, Mystical. We have a half a month of hosts left before it disappears. Let's make a good use of them. Let's say that the 2nd October we'll just go around hosting each other for fun. Let's just all be in everyone's chat rooms and just host each other. Like, hey. The main hall of this fort remains standing, old and worn down, but intact. The chief of the fort stands out front, back to the door, sword drawn. She's facing 2 brigands. Shaggy brutes in leather jerkins stalking her, daggers out. One of them says, "Hey, now you've been giving payments to Brandon. The rusty ball will have its share, Miranda." You've never been too involved in the ways of Haven, but it's hard to see this treatment of your soldier and not be annoyed. "Excuse me?" The brigand doesn't hear you. He says to the chief, "Put that sword away. Even if you kill us, Cloaker will just send 20 more and you know it." You speak again. All 3 of them turn to look at you. "I am Prince Ogilvy of Haven." The brigands are drunk or dumb. They don't believe you. "Dangerous to think to pretend, kid. You might get us to kill you after we rob you." Chief Miranda does believe you. She's making some very quick mental calculations. Well, let's be cocky. "I guess it's good I was able to warm up." As you lunge forward, Miranda attacks at the same time. She's the chief of the fort, a manager, not a fighter. Happily, she's competent with the blade. Action points 5. Walk 3, walk 5, so... Ow! I did nothing. The brigands are dead. Miranda gives each of them a good kick. "I will see to Cloaker next!" She turns to you, kneels and bows her head. "I don't want to presume, but I think you... Are you... Yes. Just rise. I need information, Chief." Chief Miranda rises, but her head stays bowed. Of course. I'll tell you everything you need. I knew that our mighty queen would send help someday to save this colony from total loss. Yes, it's the queen's order that this colony be reclaimed. Chief Miranda sighs in relief. At last. We always knew that our loyalty would be rewarded. Please, come to my office. I'll tell you all you need to know for this great work. Gossip of all you do will spread around the colony and find its way back to the queen. For example, what you just said will make Havenites trust you more. Your words will affect how other characters treat you on. Interesting. Thank you for the host, Spider. Appreciate it. Lead on. She rises, turns and enters the main hall. And is this a good, like, Windows setting? Sure. Arrow keys. Scroll to range view, move party. Probably scroll to range view. Isn't this a... what? Enough action points or exit combats. Oh, it's my butler. The font size a bit. I can make the screen smaller. It'll be smaller on my end too, but I may get that to work. We can try. Bear. We can try. I can lower the resolution. What would be the lower one here? 1152,864? Yeah, I guess. There, should be better. That should be good. It's not too smaller for me either, so. Among all the miseries of being sent to Sacramento, there's one bright spot. Stonehouse. Your butler since you were a small child. Was sent to look after you. He looked as mournful as always. Hello, young prince. As always, I await your command. Stonehouse, you came with me. I'm so glad. Of course, prince, when your brother flung me through the portal, I thought nothing but my duty. Don't worry, I will get us out of this mess. I'm most reassured. Your brother seemed most insistent that you start doing things. Any messages for me? Not at the moment. I have a job for you. Your mother sent me to tend to your needs. There is a certain image of Haven's envoys need to project when dealing with our vassals. How may I be of service? That's all I need. I will keep everything in order. I need some information. You've always used Stonehouse as a conduit to find out what your family and the lower classes are thinking. You can get a variety of information from him. One, okay. What do the people of Sacramento think of me? I am unable to determine either way. You've not acted particularly kind or particularly cruel. Okay, that's all. Nothing for now. Message for you, sir. It was super fun. I'll tell you a short story. At my previous job, there's a company called Nukas, which is like a big security company. Pretty big business. Could at some points have a lots of money and security and doors and safes and so on, you know? So they're pretty high security and everything we do. Everything needs to be secured very much so whenever we contact them. But the thing is that their work message phone had message for you, sir. as a message tone. I asked him, like, that's from Monty Python, right? Yeah, we've had it for so long as I can't remember like what it was. Or he says he doesn't even think about it anymore. So even though they were really, you know, big biz, they still had the time to make some goofs. This building is old and worn. It may be the very first structure of Haven's colony in Sacramento. It's interesting trivia for the historians. The portal chamber is to the left. You see Chief Miranda waiting in the office to the right. Best of all, your butler Stonehouse is waiting by the stairs. He was sent ahead of you. At least you will have to have some comfort while you are here. To leave, select those behind you. You should make that one of my text notification sounds. You had that as ICQ message sound back in the last millennium. Cool. Well, you found the portal home. That's the good news. The bad news is that it's closed. When you get close to the ruined stone doors, your hair stands up on end. You can hear whispers. However, it doesn't open. You can use it to speak to people back home, if they listen. You won't be able to use it to get home until it is restored. Stonehouse will tell you when you can use the portal to talk to someone. Visit frequently. Okay. Improve the fort. This is a workshop where the fort does business and keeps records. There are a few books on the pedestals. At least there is some civilization in this ruin. A sage, dressed in tattered and unfashionable robes, goes about his business. He hasn't noticed you yet. He might be helpful. If for nothing else than activating the portal to get home. You meet one of the many sages of Haven, who gather knowledge about all of your lands and vassal states. Usually they reside in colleges or cities, not in dirty besieged forts like this one. He recognizes you the moment he sees you. He gives you a grand, deep kneel. This doesn't seem like an old guy. Okay. Welcome to this unhappy fort, Prince. I am Sage Harland. All of my knowledge is at your disposal. I want to know about the 3 nations of Sacramentum. I know much and can guide you well. However, we lack the strength to help you with those powers. To regain what we have lost, you may need to talk to Chief Miranda downstairs. The Queen demanded this colony be restored. I am relieved to hear it. We have been balanced for some time on the edge of total destruction. If you would help us, I suggest talking to Chief Miranda downstairs. There is an urgent situation to attend to. Sure, sure. It's not blocked. I guess the bookshelves are not interactable. Stonehouse has set up this bedroom for you. It's crude, but it's clean. You make a noble effort to look for good qualities. You fail. It's terrible here. If you want to make time go forward, quickly use your bed. Or for quickly use your bed. Don't quickly use your bed. Huh! Sleep fast! Miranda gestures for you to enter. I'm sorry to be eager, Prince. This is the day of great events. Before we kill them, the deserters told me something. You will need to know about it, I think. Miranda invites you to sit in the least dirty chair. Stonehouse enters and prepares tea as you speak. As I said, the brigands told me something before the stabbing. Some news. Glorious news. For someone who just slaughtered 2 thugs, she's in a good mood. The chief here clearly tends to optimism. What is the new news? Ships. At last, 3 boats have come from Haven. They wait just offshore Greatport to the north. But they can't land, alas. The brigands have taken the port. They have siege weaponry pointed out to sea. What? They arrived today? How long does it take for a boat to get here from Haven? About 3 months with good weather. 3 months? Is that how long your mother has been planning to send you here? Why don't they land at another port? Well, there is no other friendly port. The Ukatish, or the Ukatish, the Vol and the Ariel are pushing us out. We need some of the force of Haven to get them to obey the treaties again. What is on the ships? I don't know, but I dream. Warriors, wood and stone, alchemists, artisans. Everything we need to make this a proper colony again. I sense you want something from me. And before our ships can land, Greatport must be retaken. Difficult by sea, easy from land. Do that and we can begin restoring the colony and reclaiming Sacramentum. And then we can escape, Stonehouse mutters quietly. There are things that I need to know. Of course, I will help if I can. Where is everybody? This fort is a ruin. Gone. Fled. When the land soared, and the nations of this land turned against us, many took ships home. Others built their own forts and looked after themselves. Others deserted and became brigands. Now that you are here, all this will be put to right. Describe the resources available to me. Right now? Nothing. We don't even have the wood and stone needed to rebuild our fort. I'm hoping the ships that just arrived will provide what we need. I'm not gonna say I need to go home. I hope I helped. Back to the mission then. If I am to take Great Port, I will need warriors. Of course, I have only 3 left, but they're all at your disposal. Your taking them will leave us undefended. No. Okay, so I need to read this right a little bit in beforehand. Or wait, okay. It's like this, but voice acting it will be a bit weird because I need to actually read for the when they start to interject with different people. Because as you see, they have quotation marks at the one here. They have quotation marks again. But, you know, suddenly still her. Here is Stonehouse. Hey, Strider. OMF. One must fall. Indeed. Gonna be later on. Set a reminder for 3 hours. I'll read it again. Of course, I've only 3 left, but they're all at your disposal. Your taking them will leave us undefended for a time. Marvelous, says Stonehouse. It's a necessary risk. Only 3 warriors? Oh, Prince, we have had a very hard time of it here the last few years. And that you have returned, though, we might be able to recruit more. And the conversation on how to recruit warriors to form your party. This conversation ends. Okay, to edit your party, press this button. Press to add, remove party characters. Press to make new characters. You will want to recruit 3 other characters to go with you on your adventure. Press the edit party button. Press the check mark to the right of the character to add it to your partner. You can also make new characters for your roster. If you build a fort in another nation, you'll be able to recruit characters from there. Okay. Elspeth, Terrence, Patricia. Create. Interesting. Good faces. Should I keep it at this for now? Oops. I can't go back. Oh man. I can't add them. Okay, because there's probably too many. What do they do though? That's loud and unnecessary, isn't it? Sound volume? Quiet. Normal? Wow. Interesting. Well, that works. It's quiet. So I'm still Ogilvy. Character skills. So I have these. This is the only person that has something. Stunning shot. Same for me. No experience though, but you can see that she's magic robe wearing. Oh, there it is. I see. I just made Oman for trying it out. So, Terrence is priest. Patricia is a mage. She is combat just as me. No, I deleted him. He wasn't supposed to be with me. He was not the man I was looking for. I need to open up the door. It's so hot in here. Stupid Norway decided to like, hey, let's forget about autumn. Let's just go back to summer. There we go. I started to become like immediately like clammy already after an hour of streaming. And then I put something bubbles in the front. So recenter. Recenter. Good. So, new adventures. So I guess they're just on my dude. No, we're going to the It's raining. So, did it say exactly where it was? Maybe I should ask her again. Yes, Miranda leans forward, shaking with excitement. It's fair your arrival is the first bit of hope she's had in years. Alright, I have enlisted help. What now? So I see, the time to strike is now. While Cloak and his thugs are unready. How do I find this Cloaker? Sorry, chat. The bubble that I decided to swallow wasn't a good idea. Lead this fort and go north to Greatport. Destroy Cloaker and his brigands. Then our ships can land safely. We need to make the way safe for them. We can't afford to lose a single ship. Why is it called Greatport? I don't know. Haven always names stuff grandly. Makes it seem more impressive. I could use better equipment. Oh, look in the chest in your chambers upstairs. I think you might be able to find something of value. How would I deal with the brigands there? Oh, not in your bedroom, sir. In the port. They tormented me for years. I hate them. I recommend stabbing. Why aren't you coming? I'm a chief. I'm trained for more planning and engineering than fighting. When we get stone, I can help turn it into stronger walls. I promise I can be more useful to get you there. To you here, I see. You note that when the conversation turns to heroism, Stonehenge always finds some reason to be out of the room. Okay, I have another question. Hey, Ennis man. You always thought the Queen's wish was to rock you, but maybe you're wrong about that. She wants to quanke you. Hey, Mandrill. I guess that's what we need to know. Going to my room again. In this chest, I guess. Ooh. Okay. There it is. Just try to find the hotkey for how to get things in my inventory quickly. Let's see here. G for backpack. Off-found item. Absorbs 50 damage to... Crude bow. Maybe that's for them. Bronze spear. I'm not idea what they actually want to use for these different people. Bronze spear there. That didn't work. They already had this one. Yes, they only have a leather vest already. There you go. Hey, gamer. Spider and lesser beings. Ouch. Yeah, typical middle management. Hey, sitting stand. I'm doing fantastic. Weather was hotter than expected today, but now I'm actually airing out the apartment better, so now we can have some fresh air. Which is an improvement to my day. Okay, that seems okay. What's this one? Oh, book reading. The Empire of Haven. Haven is one of the greatest powers in the known lands. It is an empire, and not shy about admitting it. Its conquests are not gained by war, usually, but by diplomacy, cunning and clever use of its small but highly disciplined military and powerful wizards. In its early days, Haven was one of many small, wild, violent city-states, more disciplined, more cautious, but still one of many. Haven has its own warriors and wizards. They fight, and very well. However, there are not enough of them to conquer the world by force of arms. Thus, it is by alliances that Haven grows. That is why Haven's symbol is a scroll. Haven makes deals and it lives by them. Haven buys the independence of smaller powers, and it is brutal when they try to regain it. Okay. Ready for a journey, I guess. Follow the road north to the water. There you'll find the Great Port. Enter and destroy the brigands. Destroy. I like the destroy. Like kill. Destroy. You emerge from Fort Haven and survey the countryside. You see Havenish farmhouses and fields of crops. It seems alright at first. But the crops are patchy and sickly. The farmers move around nervously, ready to be attacked by bandits at any moment. The people of Haven always put up a brave front, but the subtle details tell you that this colony is in great peril. To the north you see a great bay. The docks are barely visible. This is the colony's gateway to the rest of the world, and you need to control it. Okay. Arctic air in Canada already? A short fall season. Oh. Fall is nice. Several shabby armed warriors are stalking this road, looking for prey. You can tell they aren't Haven soldiers from a long way away. They approach. Their arrogance fades the moment they see the insignia on your chest. We're just travelers. We'll be letting you by now. I don't like brigands on my roads. Draw weapon. The brigands consider running, and they realize that they still outnumber you. They decide to get rich stripping your body instead. Get rich by stripping, I thought I read there. Okay. Can I choose who to control? No. Ability. Blesses allies within 6 spaces for 4 turns, increasing their damage. She's got spells as well. Shock inflicts strong magical damage on one foe. Injury cost 1. Icy wave. Cone attack. It's bow guy. Yeah. Fair. Gotcha. Oh, shit. Heal. How much spell points do we got? These speeds. How much is attack? 2 AP. Enemy slows you. What? I should have had 2 AP. It just slows me instead. Oh, I can attack on diagonals. Good. No. Oh, it's just her orb can do that? Staff? Hmm. Stripping can indeed make you a lot of money in Modest Mouse. I know that. That was why I was surprised. I didn't know that was that kind of fantasy. You love Spiderweb Software RPG, Saber Viper? Awesome. You search the bodies of the brigands, you find coins and jewelry, stolen from the merchants and farmers of Haven. 20 bucks. So we can rest at inns, or my own home, or forts, I guess. What was that? Seems to save new saves all the time. That's pretty cool. And there's a quick save button. Quick save. Load quick save. You lose and save. Press F4 again. Awesome. Very, very intuitive. Kind of like information. Not right this way. They might be farmers. Not sure. The farmers near Greatport are a pathetic lot. All but enslaved by the brigand gangs. When you get close, they run away. They want the robbers to think that they're helping you. Alright. Makes sense. To the north you see Greatport, on the Bemarev Sea. This is Haven's main port, the only one on Sacramentum it fully controls. It is a choke point for all trade with the rest of Haven. It is a lifeline for your people here. It has fallen. It is a sad testimony to how far your colonies have fallen here. It has been taken over by brigands. If you can't reclaim it, you will have no chance of success in these lands. Interesting, so we zoomed in. So a small village here. Get close enough. And you zoom in, that's nice. Yes, we're gonna play One Must Fall 3 hours time. You approach Greatport, the main docks controlled by Haven. This is where supplies and goods can be shipped in and out of Sacramentum without interference from the vassal states. There are no Haven soldiers in sight. A tall stone customs hall is next to the docks. Most of the brigands are probably hiding in there. Need to use their abilities. All of your characters have abilities. To use an ability, press the use ability. So we already done this. This is the use ability. Restores every few foes you kill, restores 1 energy. Okay, to get back all of your energy, return to Haven. Ah. This seems fine. No, jeez. That came out of the blue, didn't it? No, did I... Auto? I right-clicked to that space. So it seems like you can only attack once. Even though it only uses 2 AP. No, it's not dead. Oh, why the move there? Interesting. Good AI, I guess. So Elspeth decided to move. There's no reason for that. Hey, Hobo Joe, how you doing? Other than just to actually play smart. It's worth money. Take it. Your pack. Leather cap. Who doesn't have a leather cap? You do not have a leather cap. My first Spiderweb game, yes. No spoilers, please. No gameplay things unless we ask. But thank yes. Babby first Spiderweb game. You pull on the warehouse doors with all your might, but they won't budge. You knock, but nobody answers. Odd. Odd is a name in Norway. And a place, I think. Oh, didn't mean to move there. Whoops. They both have spears, though. But since I already moved forward, it's kind of, you know... kind of screwed up with that anyway. Yeah, and don't have a missile weapon. So do you just... how do you just... can't space? Mm-hmm. Ow! Got him. Let's go to dagger time. Enemy slows you. So that happens sometimes. I'm not sure why. Enemy slows you. Oh. I was relaxed. I was thoroughly relaxed. What happened? Well, thank you so much for the 10 gift subs, hand of code. Whew, that got me by surprise. No relax, be on edge. Now I am. Wow, that is awesome. Thank you so much, hand of code. 5 to Geneforge. Geneforge 1, yeah. And 5 to Battle Realms Zen Edition. Interesting. Cool shit. I'll do it now. Wow, thank you so much, Hand of God. That's so nice of you. Let's see here. So that's 5 to... I'll just put... It won't be alphabetical anymore, but that's too much of a hassle. Gene Forge 1. I don't have the remaster, but I do have the original. And then there's 5 to Battle Realms Zen Edition. Thank you so much, Hand of Code. Oh, I forgot to remove them from lists, the other ones.
Nice. Nice.
I have to do that now. Because I didn't remove the day's games. Thank you for the 69 bits, Modest Mouse. Appreciate it. I have to reorder these ones later. Let's play the video games that I promised, right? Actually, that's not too far off. But I'll do it in the weekend when I have some time off to fix things, okay? There you go. Awesome. Thank you so much for 10 gift subs and thank you for the 69. Nice! Modest Mouse. Hand of Code, you've been an amazing support this month, as well as you, Mouse, as well as everybody. That's almost 100 subs, Hand of Code, this month. You absolute, it's unbelievable. I don't know. Thank you. So here's the list for those who haven't seen it yet, at least for now. And thank you for the follow, appreciate that. So Beasts and Bumpkins with 18, Dwarf Forge with 15. That's going to be for Tuesday. The next one. Next is Tuesday. So it's going to be a little bit while. I have the weekend off. Monday is still in this cooldown. And then we have great stuff again. Okay. Good stuff. Thank you so much. Okay, we're not done with the fight yet. Boom. Oh, more. No?
Subscribers!
Mudo. Buddy. You didn't see that all the thirds were broken up. Thank you so much, Mudo, for the 5 gift subs. I hate to welcome everybody. Okay, that's Dwarf Fortress on top now. Got it, buddy. Thank you so much. Thank you, bye boy. Bye boy. So, play the same. Play the same? Play the game. I'm trying to! First of all, welcome to the Golden Club from Hand of Code. Pirate Owns Ninja, Manny 501, Raider Booze, Edlock, Norpenef Prince, live. Vedeve, Space Hopper Copter, Chaotic DRMZ, Wispy Song, F Love, and for Mudo we have Jim 2, Tycade, L Cramps, Old Boy, and Hand O Crap. Now we will play the game. I'm trying to, but you guys are being nice. Bitties.
How shocking! Faven, high train! Duplex the train!
Thank you for the 155 bits, Spider. 150, not 155 bits. Make this a totally calm and relaxed hype trade indeed. Ah. Well, bow shooting. I guess we're just gonna go up front. Whatever, you know. Ooh, close. He's got a bow. I'll try to play the game and try not to be frazzled-dazzled by all this love and support. Thank you, everybody. But yeah, get used to it. We love you. Well, thank you, Chrisane. That means a lot to me. This month has been insane. I made a stupid event and people are just like, cool. Here you go. Hey, Renegade, how you doing? What's this one? Can control save here. Look at that stupid hype train things popping up over there. How not to get hit, a tactical guide. The military of Haven is rich in healers of both the magical and non-magical variety. However, the power of even the most skilled healer cannot keep up with the damage of a skilled opponent. The damage a skilled opponent can dish out. That is why Haven's warriors should find ways to prevent their opponents from attacking at all. For physical warriors, attacks with stunning and knockback can prevent foes from striking you. For magicians, terror and slowing effects can save you from much suffering. Summoned allies can keep your foes at a distance. The infamous Shockwave spell can prevent entire groups from attacking. Finally, if you're lucky enough to recruit an Ariel Mage, gain the ability to charm your foes. This can be devastating. Ariel Mage to charm, okay. But what did it say about shock thing? Terror and slowing effects. Oh yeah, okay, not shock. Do you use a VM to play your games or just play them on the metal? On the metal. It's different for every game. This is actually a modern enough game. So it's just like a modern retro game, if we can say it like that. Hey, Ennisman, thank you for the gift sub to Renegade. Thank you so much. Do you have a vote for the relaxed hype train? Do you have a vote for the September you want to put in there? This office was here where merchants came to register shipments and pay tariffs. The brigands tore through here looking for wealth, found nothing, and left the room behind. This hall also quartered travelers and guards. There are sure to be quarters and kitchens here. The rest of the raiders must be hiding somewhere within. Important note, if you kill a few raiders and leave, they will reinforcement when you return. In Queen's Wish, most dungeons need to be defeated in one trip. Ah. I see. Excuse me. Hello? First off, good morning. Second, thanks for the sub. Excuse you. Hello. Hello, Vereve. How you doing? And this man gets the vote, but and this man decides then. If he doesn't want to use it, then we can give it to the community, or he can choose to give it to you. These buttons swap between using melee. Yeah, okay, we know this already. Use bows as well as blades to make your bow your main attack. Select its button to the lower left. To beaten down or one of your characters falls unconscious, you can return to Fort Haven to heal up and then come back. So, yes, we know about the healing thing and stuff, and the experience then takes a while. Level 1, experience 10 out of 100 or 90? Yeah, 100, yeah. That's nice of you, Ennis, man. Cool, cool. Let's see here. We're fine for now, I guess. So I'm not really familiar with the game's interactables yet. I know the chest for sure. Ah. Thugs. Okay. It's the Spire guy. Is there a turn list? I don't think it is. Bleh. I didn't see the dog there. So walk 1. Enemy slows you, so I lose another AP by the slow, but I could still attack for some reason, even though it costs 2 AP. That was weird. Oh, I thought it was this one. There we go.
Subscribers!
I don't know anymore, chat. I don't know how to react anymore. You've just been too nice.
Water posture.
Thank you, everybody. Sarf, you're amazing. Getting less relaxed all the time, yeah. I feel very blessed and... Oh, thank you.
Biddies.
Thank you for the 550 bits.
Spin.
Oh, stop! I was supposed to play the games, now I don't even know what to do. But what if I don't play video games? Thank you, everybody. I've been... I don't know. After the stream yesterday...
Norwegian.
Det blir bedre, vet du. Nå blir det mindre personlig. Da kan vi holde på, vet du. Nesten på toget. Det var nærmere. Let me push the Norwegian a little bit, because I just want to say that after the stream yesterday, I was like getting a little bit, you know, thinking about everything that recent. I was very, very, very thankful, and I like think that it's gotta that's. It should have been stopped for a while ago, and you guys keep giving, and I'm not sure. You know, I feel like slight impostery for getting all the love that you guys are giving. Because I don't know what I'm doing, but if I can entertain you, then that's the best thing that I can do. Keep doing. So thank you for showering me with love and support, and remember all the lurkers also you're as important. So don't feel left out. Okay, everybody. Again, I have to thank you. You know what we're doing either? Good. Zarf gave 9 gifted subs again. Zombie Bunny, Kutan Kun, Tigrisia, Blackfear, Knockenork, VPRSC, Benjamin, Tired Starting, Nav Jack Knows, welcome to the Golem Club. MDF 550 bits. Now I have to give a gift sub as well, it's over 777. Matt D, you always missed it, thank you for the 100. Enjoy the retro games. I enjoy them too. Well, it's over 777. You know what that means, chat. I'm sorry for that. I usually play a lot of the games that I have on screen, but you know, since people are showering me with love, I cannot deny this love, and I enjoy it. Thank you so much. Yeah, it came out in 2019. I guess I can change the game category from retro to keep it more real. It's a retro-inspired game design in general, but here goes a gift sub. Good luck! From Golem's pocket. Welcome to the Golem Club. Just a guy passing by. Good name. Okay. I will add it to the lists of the community votes, and then I promise you I'll continue playing video games. There we go. You're still good on health, but can I heal outside of combats? Yes, I can. Nice. Just a guy passing by. Okay, you said 9 votes for Sonic the Hedgehog. That's interesting. That's a classic. Sonic the Hedgehog. 9. Got it. Thank you, Sarf. Oh, Jesus. Immediate attack. Oh, Renegade voted for Warlords and Zarf voted Sonic. Thank you, Mouse. I forgot about Renegade's vote. Wow, this was a weird movement. Try to just attack this guy. Oh, this will be enough, of course. Yeah, I don't like this movement. I should have walked to the right side. So it's like within range, the enemy slows you a bit, so you lose action points in there. Oh, well, nice. Boo. Is there a button to end combat F? Okay, there we go. Okay, Renegade's vote. I got it now. That's 9. Now we got triple 9s in this pool. Triple 9? Good shit. Got it. Got it. Again, thank you guys. Oh yeah, the norsk redeem. Hand of code, here it goes. Takk for det. Takk for all rot og tullet. Du skjønner sikkert ikke hva jeg tror ikke du er norsk, så det blir jo morsomt for deg da. Men det er jo helt nydelig å høre det på den måten her, er det ikke det? Oi. Er de med, eller er de ikke med, liksom? De der, er de... Skal vi plassere de her litt bedre? Så, ja, det var jo... Der er vi i gang, da. Det blir for mye. Er det noe vi kan slenge inn, liksom? Er det ikke noe sånn som stikker nearby, ja? Nei, det er ikke det vi gjør, vet du. Ja, da går vi bare hit. Au. Så skyter vi der. Ja, alle her er helt for jævlig. Det er det jeg sier. Snakker bare dritt alle sammen. Må gjøre det, vet du. Holde det mekte. Oh, this guy looks dangerous. But is he though? Like, is he brigand? I would guess he is. Is he brigand dangerous or not brigand dangerous is the thing. Hostess says Doom. I have played Doom. We can't just add votes without any sub things. Can we add reward with the channel points to hit the yellow weights? No. There's a box by the north wall, bulging with goods. The brigands store some of their stolen goods here. You take gold or building materials from a box. You immediately add them to your supplies. Oh, this needs to be kept in the backpack. He seems very like a naughty boy. But he's not. Is it just a suit of armor? No. It's just a suit of armor, I guess. Okay. It looked like a person. Conqueror. The brigands you've met so far have been exactly what you expected. Drunken, violent louts. Deserters and cretins. The sort of fools who would stand against Haven. They've cornered their leader in this back hall, and is exactly like the others, just bigger and drunker. He lurches down the hall toward you, roaring. I am Conqueror. This is my port. Soon this will be my colony. Who are you? I am Prince Ogilvy of Haven. We have returned. The words don't quite sink in. You old... The bottle of grog slips from his fingers to the floor. He looks at the insignia on his chest. Oh, that's... Keep concentrating. He finally recognizes it. He looks up at you. The expected fear finally showing in his eyes. Prince! You're the prince! But... You shouldn't be here. This is just a... poor place. Why did you take over this port? Did I not say? This colony is mine now. You abandoned it. Left us. For years you lost your claim. Now it's mine. When I, well, get new warriors, I guess. So, tell me about yourself. I was a god. Came from another vassal state. Got rich. In Sacramento. They said, get rich. I found a waste. Now this waste will be mine. You have no claim to it. I am the prince, and it's time for you to go. No! Years! I spent years getting the warriors, getting weapons, making them brave. This will be my new nation, the nation of Conqueror. You can't take it from me now. I will be king. Give the port back and you will live. No! I am the king now. Years trapped on this continent have left Conqueror entirely deranged. We will unseat your queen, starting now. Ah! Wait, we got an effect for that. Hey, Mort. How you doing, Mort? It's hard to see what character you have live. It's a small little blue glow under it. The death particle effect is a real nice touch. It's cool though. It's nice looking. It is nice. It feels good. Listening to my great voice on headphones is majestic. Your mother put you in a... Conqueror directly assaulted a colony of Haven and attacked its warriors, not to mention its prince. Haven has always given such outrages... What? So, such outrages one punishment, and you have just delivered it. Your mother put you in a situation where you had to defend this colony to survive. Now you had done the Empire's work. We did it. Conqueror is a rude dude, now he's a dead dude. You rhyme with the tunes in this game? It's not actually, it's outside the game. The game has no tunes. This is my tavern music. Surprised how many games I never knew or saw before on your channel. Awesome. Well, now it's games that people are suggesting for the channels as well. Read stuff in game. 90% of people I do know do not have the patience to do it. For me, streaming is part of that fun. To be able to showcase games. So I love to do that. And I feel that people enjoy me reading it as well. Seems to be. So we have fun like developing characters and joking about it. And hopefully that could be like a reason to watch my stream. Oh, healing augment. Go to one of your smithies and you can attach this to a piece of armor to improve it. To healing bonus. Interesting. Whoa, there's more people here. There's less people here. Shielding band. Finger item. Deadeye rune to hit chance. Iron bar. To a smithy. Okay. I'm getting slight vibes of Might and Magic. You know, you build up your fort and then you get more and more stuff. It feels like the same here. You gotta have a base that you keep building up on. Okay, so what did we do here? Did we... Oh, wait, there's a chest here. Stone blocks and piles of wood. Ah, this is outside. Did we check that outside then? WoW is still enjoyable for you, Morin, after such a big pause. Oh yeah, a lot of people have been enjoying that game back and forward. This is the same door. Same place. I mean, it is a good game. You can't deny that WoW was a good game. With all the expansions, it's different. Some people like the new ones, some people don't. But the original experience was grand indeed. I only ever played the first expansion of World of Warcraft. I've never played anything else than the first one. And when they released Classic, I played again with my friends. And I relived the game as I knew back then, and then I stopped before anything else happened. So I've only played Classic World of Warcraft. But I've seen some, like, races, World's First and whatever, on Twitch. It's fun to watch. So can we, like, enter combat on our own? So we can get the fuck out of distance. Yeah, so now we get our turn before them. That's cool. Cool. So, small movements are the jam, I guess. Doodaloo. You played the classic Wrath of the Lich King? Not interested in the expansion span the retail. It's not a bad game. Too much in one place. I think there's some difficulties when the game just keeps expanding. To newer players, it just becomes like a mass of too much. Like, I used to play Warframe. Maybe some of you have played Warframe before. It's the third-person robot ninja shooter thing. So I really enjoyed playing Warframe because it was just announced when it came out. It was when I played it the most ish. So it was just basically somebody made a really good looking game that was just about action, shooting things, just doing parkour. And I really enjoyed it. It was a super simple instance based game. I loved playing Vindictus back then, so it's just like a hub based MMO. So I like, this is perfect. I love this jam. And I kept coming back to it because it's a game that really just feels good to just, you know, play once in a while because you feel like a cool as... It's fun to aim and shoot and feel like you can have a lot of different gear. But when I kept coming back to it, I kept getting more and more confused and I just did the same things that I always did. But the problem is that the same things that I did suddenly were so super inefficient to level up. So I basically just did what I did. I went into a mission and I just killed things and I leveled up my gear. But then you have to do all these other things to get better gear, to do that, to improve, to blah, blah, blah. So I was basically, the initial selling point of the game was suddenly lost for me. That didn't improve that much. They just added more things. To the point I didn't like returning to it anymore because I couldn't level up my gear in the way I tended to do. So, yeah, it just became boring for me. It felt like I needed to learn all the new things to be able to enjoy it, and that wasn't why I played the game. The game initially was just like, jump in, pick your frame, do the weapons, shoot again. You have 600 hours on it, Hand of Code. Awesome. Cool. You guys think it's fun? Elder Scrolls Online is also gigantic, but it feels better organized. I love Elder Scrolls Online. It's one of my favorite MMOs, actually. I think it is my favorite MMO, to be honest. Abbott Online ain't bad as well for games that like Ultima. Yeah, never gotten into those games though. Ultima, Online, Albion, RuneScape. Haven't really touched on them. Anyway, near Greatport. As you leave Greatport, the ships from Haven dock behind you, disgorging goods and workers. Looking back, you see 3 full battalions of fine Haven soldiers emerge from the docks. They immediately follow their orders. They march down the road past you, saluting as they go, and head west, south, and east. You will need their support to deal with the 3 nations here. Your mother is giving you her full support. Often, when you reclaim a town, the situation inside it will change. If you re-enter Greatport now, you will receive a very different greeting. Oh, G Maple Story, yes. And just, oh, back in the day times. You have 2,000 hours on the ESO. You agree it's the best MMO? Awesome, cool, cool. That's a lot of hours. I don't play a ESO currently, no. It's still my favorite MMO, but I have no time for MMOs, I feel. Wait. Oh, so that's part of that one. Oh, it's coffee and hot chocolate. I'm reducing my coffee intake, so I'm mixing it with other cool drinks to more easily reduce general coffee intake, so I don't get like addicted to it. I'm at a point where I feel like I'm not relying, but I feel like I could end up relying on coffee too much. So I just want my body to not enter a certain thing like that. You find a merchant camp. There are signs of battle. Brigands attacked the traders here, drove them off and stole everything of value. All that was left were a few parts of wood. You make a note to send workers back to reclaim them. Could be useful. I've gained one... Was that 1 gold? Are you gonna zoom in here? No. You're already addicted, you think? You crave it? So basically, the best way out to check if you're addicted to caffeine. So, it depends on when you drink it in the morning. But here is what the best way I could find out. I had some coffee migraines in the past. Oh, hello, Catnip, by the way. Hello, hello. Hello. Sorry that I didn't see that message yet. The best way to figure it out is that just imagine you're drinking coffee in the morning. You just don't have your coffee in the morning at all. No caffeine. Try also not to have any sugar or anything, specific substances that you would crave, that you could crave. Then for a good amount of the day, have like a physical activity, like go for a long walk or do a jog and whatever, and don't recover with a sort of restitutional drink, just water and whatever. And I feel like that thing will bring forward a sort of how do you feel less energetic? Do you get a slight migraine? Any one of those typical withdrawal syndromes will kick in if you use your body more. So that's a good way to find out how reliant you are on things. For me. So if I'm going to check one day, I will just only wake up, drink water, and then I'll go about my day. If I feel like I'm low on energy, if I get like slight migraine, then I know like this isn't good. Okay, an old lumberjack is sitting by the fire outside his home. When you approach, he's thrilled. Oh, an official of Haven. At last. I have a shipment of lumber for you, waiting for delivery. I only needed the place to send it. Send it to Fort Haven. He kneels slowly. He's old. Oh, of course, Prince. Now that the port is open, I can get wagons to carry the stuff. It will be waiting for you in Fort Haven soon. You can often find caches of supplies in the outdoors. When they are secured, your workers will fetch them for you. They will automatically be available for use when you return to Fort. Another. Is that the shipment of lumber or whatever that is, I guess? Hello, farmers, possibly. I guess we're just exploring a bit. Oh, look at that. He knees slowly. Oh! What is this? Is it wolves? Yeah, okay. It's like, I don't know if you can like, actually inspect in this game or not, you know? So I'm like walking up to him like, is this dangerous or not? Oh. S. I see. Oh, that's actually using action points to swap. Okay. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, and then attack. They could probably still attack me. But if I go in range, I will probably not get it. So this is walk 3, right? But they will be weakness, so... No, I got it. I guess maybe he had weakness. But I guess in this diagonal square there, that should have mattered, but... I don't know. Yes, one must fall later. That game is one of my favorites. Awesome. Yes, and approximately 2 hours. We'll be playing that game, so hang on to your seat. It's gonna get wild. I love the spray of the... No! Best soundtrack for sure, and One Must Fall? Awesome. Rage of Mages 1 and 2, yeah. I played Rage of Mages 1 almost to completion for the campaign, but it got too stressful for me, and at the point where I was streaming, I wasn't comfortable with the amount of stress in my chat. At that point in time, I would probably be better at handling it nowadays, but I don't feel like I want to get back to the first one. Maybe I'll revisit the second one, Necromancer, Rage of Mages. Your best guess is that this dock was used by smugglers. They abandoned it. This colony was too poor to even support a few lousy smugglers. Happily, they left a few crates of iron ingots behind. Bulky stuff. But you can have some soldiers come out from the Fort Haven to collect it. But you just collected it yourself, so whatever. You tried to play it recently and couldn't figure it out. Rage of Mages. Yeah, for me it's like it's a squad-based RTS. Like a hero-based RTS, I guess you can say. It's tricky. And a bit tough. But it's pretty cool. Muget's Mine. Haven claim established. Haven claim established. Stay out. Haven claim? This is the entrance to an old iron mine to the north. You see motion in the shadows. Someone saw you coming. The mine has been abandoned, but it could still be reclaimed. If it's not played out and you clear out anyone lurking inside, you will have a source of iron for your forts. Oh. That's cool. Shall we go back and rest a bit and then go here? So that's now on the map. Muget's Mine. I'm just exploring and browsing. This reminds me of Exile. I am unfamiliar with Exile. What is that? Oh, it is Spiderweb Software. Yeah, that would make sense then. Of all the 30 of the games he made. Yeah, exactly. Respect how Jeff just keeps making this crap. Yeah. I remember watching he did his talk. There's a pretty well-watched video of the developer doing a talk about, I think it's indie games and how basically his game development career and how he managed it. Can't remember the topic or like the video title, but it is on YouTube, and I guess if you search for Spiderweb game dev or whatever, you'll probably find the talk on YouTube. It was a pretty good one. I watched it for maybe 2 years ago. In the distance, you see a band of Ukatish miners. They aren't supposed to be here. This is Havenland, and they are squatters. They don't take the risk of meeting you. They see you in the distance, they move quickly in the other direction. Well, they couldn't, but they just leave, I guess. Dink Smallwood. Cool. I've had plenty of people want me to play Dink. I haven't played it yet. Discovered the Mire Fangs. Fort Haven East, Mire Fangs, Yucatish lands west. You didn't know they were still making things? I would guess he would just keep doing it because he's done it for so long now. Why not, you know? It's a job that you could probably continue doing for a while, even in older age. And if it's giving and your community sends you love for it, then I would guess you'd be pretty happy as a person. Keep doing it as long as you find the motivation to do it. So you find a band of Haven soldiers, fresh warriors of the West Battalion. They kneel when they meet you and then report. Your battalion is waiting in the outpost to the west, ready for your commands. They are eager, even hungry, to fight and take on control of the Yucatish. Big area here. Kelleran. You enter the town of Kelleran. This was the largest village in the Sacramentum colony, big enough to have its own walls and proper defenses. Then decades of neglect took their toll. There are no guards at the gates. The streets are empty. You smell the smoke of cook fires, so somebody must be here. But there's a quiet, ominous chill in the air. The largest building in the town is an imposing stone mansion. It dominates the middle of town. Some wealthy nobles must have settled here once long ago. We're sorry, Prince. Why? Please leave us. Okay. I won't, though. This is a blacksmith or a whatever smith. I see a chest. The Bellerons loved us? What did it say? The Banlons loved us. Sure. A handsome man with long hair is mending a velvet curtain in this old theater. His checkered coat has been repaired many times. Bright patches dot the worn cloth. When he sees you, his bearded face brightens. His voice booms with perfect diction. What an honor to receive the prince in my humble theater. I am sure, and I am at your service. We are always in need of attendees and patrons. What's going on in town? He rolled his eyes. I avoid political battles. Bad for my theater. He makes a grand arm sweep to the moth-eaten curtains and dusty stage. What political battles? He's bored by a question. A noxious fellow named Brandon has taken over the great Banlon mansion. No patron of the theater, that one. Talk to Major Pangle about it. Feel free to explore my theater. There is a private entrance if you wish to remain unseen, coming and going. He pointed to the northwest corner of the theater. How is your theater doing? His face lighted up. I know by Haven standards, this is nothing. He dismisses the old run-down stage and moth-eaten costumes with a flick of his wrist. But once this was Sacramentum's greatest playhouse, thanks to the Banlon family. His eyes size you up. Perhaps you would be interested in becoming a patron of my theater? I have another question. You're looking for patrons. Alas, while thugs control our beautiful city, there is no point. Okay. So I couldn't even become his patron. So that's all for now, dude. The soundtracks? Oh yeah. I think it's let me see if I get the name right. It's been a while since I checked it out. I think it's Ravnshol, is that it? Yes, so YouTube has songs that you can use if you can purchase them for your own use. So they have a lot of YouTube videos. So just search for Ravnshol on YouTube. So you can purchase the rights to use them. It's not that costly. They have a Patreon for it. And I think it's just a one-time purchase for whatever they have available at that time. So I can use these tracks. And if at one point he would claim copyright claim on YouTube, I have the documents to sign that I have purchased them. Feels easier, but it also feels better. When you become a content creator, you usually become a little bit more acquainted with how the internet works in terms of the market in general. So a lot of people that are not content creators also know about this, but it's basically when you start doing things yourself, so you understand like how things actually go around the world, and you respect people's work a little bit more in general. I'm not saying that other people do not. For me, I have learned a lot being a content creator. Oh, Quand, cool. How much better is that one then? 68. 68. Weakness for 2 turns. Weakness for 2 turns. Same thing? There's an augmentation slot. Both of them have the augmentation slot. Okay, so it's the same one. Cool. Yeah, Link OC from one super cool super game, Shadows of Arriva. Oh yeah, you mean the Realms of Arcania. I know about it. You don't need to link it. If anything, you can share the stuff on Discord if you want to show some music off. Oh, there's Mayor Pangle. The mayor of Kelleran has a modest office in the back of the trading hall. When you enter, he takes a good look at you. He lets out a long sigh of relief. Prince, I am Mayor Pangle. He rises and kneels. I am honored that you are here. The colony has suffered much. Haven has returned to Sacramentum. We have hoped for it. When the calamity happened, Queen Sharon... I'm sorry, Prince. This is hard to talk about. I am a lowly mayor. No, keep talking. I can't. There is too much going on. As long as Sergeant Brandon controls our town, it's dangerous to speak freely. Okay. Tell me about Kelleran. We're a humble town. I only look after it. I can't say more. I don't want to get our people in trouble. What sort of trouble? Well, if I say, they will hurt us. They done it before, but... He leans close and starts to whisper. I must tell the truth to you, Prince. I don't control Kelleran. We are ruled by Sergeant Brandon and his deserters and thugs. Who's Sergeant Brandon? One of our very own soldiers. He protected us once. But when Haven was gone for so long, he took over. Said it was the only way to keep us safe. Hello, John Wilco. Good to see you. Hello. He doesn't even pretend to help us anymore. He's just a thug. How many brigands does Brandon have? About 10 people. Armed and armored. Plus their wolves. Far more than the humble people of my town can fight off. Also, they are holed up in the mansion. Okay. That's all for now. Thanks. Was that the new quest I got then? I can ask the mansion. What is the mansion in the middle of town? It was built by the Banlon family. You've heard of them. An ambitious clan of minor, reasonably wealthy nobles. Oh, I see. I've heard about them. This was narrator in there. They thought Sacramentum would be a wealthy colony. They bought land and built a mansion. Then the calamity happened. They fled on the ship, abandoning their mansion to the spiders. I wish you could enter and see it, but it is sealed. Where did the Banlons flee? I don't care. They are wealthy and noble, and they abandoned us. If they ever return, they will find no friends here. You think I can't enter the mansion? Sergeant Brandon's thugs are hiding in there. They would kill any townsfolk who betray their secrets. If I told you about the tunnels, they would kill me. The tunnels? He leans close and whispers. Tunnels. You reach through the theater. Tunnels that are guarded but not sealed. Those tunnels lead into the mansion. The Banlons like to sneak into the theater for night for normal reasons. He leans back. Please leave me while the sergeant lives. We are in great danger while you are here. That's all for now, thanks. Cool. Did you miss Lords of Magic yesterday? No, it's not been played. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's been pushed down. It's not there yet. It's gone. It's so gone. There are 3 dirty thugs in leather jerkins sitting at the entrance to this grand mansion. The front door is barred shut behind them. They rise and draw their weapons, ready to bully and rob you. And they see the insignia on your chest. They freeze. Well? Say something, thug. You had recovery time? Glad you didn't miss it. Good, good. They look at each other nervously. Hurling this town is one thing. Fighting the power of Haven is another. Haven has returned to purge scum like you. Attack. You draw your weapon and attack. They're still too stunned, too drunk to react until you... So I can basically enter attack mode and get the upper hand here. But I'm poopy in the back. Oh, wait. And he'll be... Yo! Gift subs! I really need to change that emote. On the sub alert. I forget about it. Thank you very much for the 4 gift subs, Modest Mouse. We should... Be-boo-ba-boo-bee-boo. Look, there is no golem anymore. He is only an entity. Hides away from the charitable nature of his community. Oh, I know what I can do. What's up, buddies? It's your VTuber, It.
Nice.
Nice. So how's it going, dudes? We're attacking these guys? I can actually see a blurred vision of this game. I can also smell my hair. Doesn't smell too bad. Thank you! Is that Nigel Brown? Thank you for the 4 gift subs, Mouse. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. What do you want the game to... What do you want the votes for? A full stream of hair? I won't go into further details about that. We might finally have that going to be like a community thing. Like, we need a stream of this hair thing. Sounds fun, isn't it? Ow. Crits! Jesus Christ, that hurt. So Bandit Guard is a little bit stronger than the Bandit, isn't it? Warlord's Battle Cry 3 for the points. Hair braiding stream. I've learned to get better at hair braiding though. You might have spotted some braids while I did the Pirate and the Viking stream. I did similar braids though. Okay, so that means... Where is it? Where is it? It's the Warlords game. Oh shit. That puts it to 13. Oh, Modest Mouse, of course. You love that, don't you? Mouse always gets all the votes to 13 tied. There you go. 13, 13, 13. The chaos continues. Viking braid was cool. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I like the small braids in fronts. They also like... The smaller the braids, the more they stick. So, so the more like, I guess minute, the smaller they are, the more it just like sticks to it. So even if I didn't try to like take it out of the braid, it will just stick to having that braided shape for a while because it's just become so condensed. So it kind of wants to stay like that. I don't feel safe with this sort of stuff. I want to kind of get a little bit stronger before we move on, but you know. Was there a tavern here? This is locked, right? Yeah, the mansion. But we know there's a theater entrance. Sleep time, see you later, Downs. Dimia's fine gear. Ooh. This trading post has been here for many decades, providing quality goods for the merchant caravans who passed through Kelleran. Then the calamity happened. Now most of the shelves are bare, and everything is covered with dust. Shopkeeper sits behind a counter, looking grim inside. Welcome. I'm Dimia. That is the ever-present insignia on the chest. Her eyes widen. I would like to trade with you. Dimia looks down at the counter. I'm so sorry, Prince. Sergeant Brand told us to avoid no visitors to town. Nobody. He hurts those who disobey. Who is Sergeant Brandon? I can't say. It's too much of a risk. She looks up at you hopefully. Unless you're here to help us. I intend to take this town back for Haven. Well, I'm just a humble shopkeeper. I must keep my family safe. But a mayor, he's in the trading hall. He knows some things. Good, eh? We already talked to the mayor though, so... We should take a break. It's been 2.5 hours. We should take our little bit of a stretch break. Are you okay with that? No, don't switch main weapon. He doesn't have one anyway. Stretch break. Bye. Are you going? See you. Anyway, a short break. Okay, enjoy some clips. Remember to push the buttons. We reached 400 subscribers on YouTube yesterday. Keep going, you jests. Well, I jest about keeping going. We should have a break. So, push the buttons. I'll be right back. Enjoy some clips. And tadla-diddly-da. Back for more Queen's Wish in a moment. Try to go a little bit more in here. Get everybody... Enemies and one recruits. You are now much... The enemies are now much smarter. The enemies are now much smarter. It says, return to the game. Now, is that a lie? Was it a lie? Melt, dwarf, melt!
Was you back out on the wedding 2 years ago? I've forgotten all about it.
Hey, Hanako, how you doing? Melt! He's still alive. Oh, shit. Okay. How you doing over there? Oh, fuck. It's like the biggest migraine I have ever had. No. Okay, I don't think he's alive. I don't think he's good. I think he's actually pretty dead. He looks pretty dead to me. He died immediately. He died after a second of being defrozen. And dead. Slap, Grandma. Take that, Grandma. Hey, you over that seat. Let's get back to the game. Let's say hello to Pug. Let's see if he is lame. Is he better than Patras? We might just soon find out. If he's a warrior of the 12 or he's a boring ass an elf. We shall soon find out. Welcome back. Okay, Jazara. It's time. Firestorm! Ah! Whoa, whoa, here he is. How intriguing, a war with many lives. Or are you just lucky? No, I'm not. I died a lot. In cheating death, no matter, I can crush every life you have, and your luck will run dry. Eventually. What the hell should we use on this guy? No! No, please! That can't be the last boss. It's just one lightning bolt. That can't be true. I will show them back to the hole they came from. Who's going to lead this army? We will. You will. Yes, we will lead it. You, really? Yes, well, here you go. Mind the priest. Hello! It's fine. He'll heal us. He doesn't sound smart, but he does smart stuff. I am a crayon. You're a crayon now, aren't you? Okay. You're a crayon. That actually got me. I am a crayon. Sometimes words are just not enough to convey your emotions. Is this it? Is the tire? Is level 2 just nothing? We don't have anything. Oh no. Praise Jerry. Praise him, please. It explodes. Shit. Ah, it was the absolute last place I could look in level 2. Oh man. That was so unlucky. I guess I got everything that I wanted down here though.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Ah! What better emotion to convey? You're tearing me apart, Lisa! Lisa? Why did you tear me so bad? Hello! Welcome in, perchance. Welcome in, people. Welcome back for the rest of you. How you doing? Bring, bring.
I spill my drink.
You spilled your drink. Why? John Wilco. Ooh, chest. Not mine, it says. Okay. But it's a game. It's an adventure game. I want this. Fine. I'll oblige. Hey, Alex, how you doing? So yeah, we could go down there now, but I would like to just go back to our estate, Fort Haven. Resources produced. Day 2. Couldn't auto travel. Quick travel. It says quick travel. I guess I can't quick travel yet. No. Might be unlockable. Fort Haven. Yes, maybe we're in the same area already. You return to Fort Haven. Things are already very different. When the ships landed at Great Port, soldiers rushed out. Some bore weapons. Others pulled wagons full of equipment. They got here ahead of you and have already started to work. You hear warriors drilling, nails being hammered into wood, shouts and cheers. Queen Sharon made sure this expedition was well planned. You think I'd best see how Chief Miranda is doing. You can use the world map to fast travel to locations you've already found. Pokemon? John? Not playing Pokemon. What's Pokemon about this? When you enter her office, Miranda is so overwhelmed by the enthusiasm that she almost forgets to kneel to you. Oh, Prince, it's amazing! Are you responsible for all these new soldiers and supplies? Great Port has been retaken. You just gained a level. Your characters now have more health and energy, and their abilities and attacks will be more effective. Each time you gain a level, you will also gain a skill point. When you're in one of your forts, you can spend skill points to gain new abilities and make your old abilities more effective. You tell the tale of your epic assault on the port and battle with Cloakar. Chief Miranda is envious that she could not witness it. Even better, ships have landed and delivered their goods. We have many resources now. The rebuilding can begin. Many soldiers came off the ships. Where did they go? There were 3 battalions on those ships. They split up and went to each of the 3 nations surrounding us. The Eucatus, the Vol, and the Ariel. And for an ugly surprise. Enough resources to repair the portal home? I don't know much about portals. Well, Sage Harlan upstairs knows about that. I don't tinker with magic. So what has arrived exactly? So many things. I'll explain it. I'll explain what it is and how to use it. The first we'll have to work on with is the stone and wood. So now what? We need to start rebuilding this fort. It'll be a good base for operations to come. And you are the prince, so you'll have to direct what it is to be built, and I will make it happen. With your permission, I will need to give you some advice on how rebuilding works. Okay, how do I direct the rebuilding? So many of our buildings crumbled up from neglect or were torn down for materials, workshops and stalls. We need space to build shops. Each place that can be rebuilt has a stone marker next to it. I will make wood available. I'll go outside and select a marker. I will have our laborers get to work. Aha, funny. So we build buildings and stalls. Equip your character. Workshops to equip your character. Nice. #15 level. There's nothing more permanent in the world than Spiderweb games. Exactly, yeah. Well, there's so many games that has this orientation, I feel, John, so I don't feel it's like it's Pokemon at all. So I guess it's just what I'm used to playing and seeing. So, level 2. Whirlwind with 2 spaces. Within 2 spaces. That sounds pretty good. Just gonna do that immediately. Need to use it more. She's been using some bows. She's not gonna learn these. Combats. Steel Skid! Terrans. Better healing. Magic. Better shock. Stay with the things that I know. Oh wait, Majory. To all healings and blessing and curses you cause. Skeleton. Maybe later. You like how it has a conquest aspect to it. A conquest aspect? Oh, you mean like in terms of the games in the game as a whole? Sage Harlan stands ready. What information may I provide, Prince? Portal's home. I see. I hope that you can make it home. Our humble problems and impending disaster should not concern royalty, such as yourself. However, we lack the resources to activate the portal. To rebuild our ability to gather them, you should talk to Chief Miranda. But she told me to talk to you. Is this one of those cases where you just point at each other? Sonaz waits your command with this familiar combination of fatigue and disdain. Any messages for me? The portal has been humming alarmingly. This usually signifies someone back at Sharon's Palace wants to speak with you. I need some information. Are we making progress? Not yet. Right now, I'm still assembling the basic cleaning supplies. And I want you to die of cholera before we have the chance to save Haven. What's my mother think of me? Well, I am unable to determine either way. You have not acted decisively. Okay, well, not much has happened yet. You get close to the portal and touch it. The humming deepens, the whispers quiet. Then you hear a voice. It's your mother. Queen Sharon says, Ugly, is this working? Hello, are you there? Over? She speaks too slowly and the voice is way too loud. Yes, you don't need to talk so loud. What? Oh. I understand the ships I sent have landed. Supplies are provided. Our 3 battalions are moving into position. Wait, how did you know? Of course I am, Ogilvy. You think I let the events happen in our vassal states without knowing all I care about? I can about it. Especially when my child is there. Don't be foolish. But still, they didn't answer the question, how the hell did she know? Did I pick something else? The boats have landed, and the forts are being restored. The Queen is pleased. That is good. Necessary. If you're going to enter the 3 nations of Sacramentum and deal with them, you'll need visible strength behind you. The troops we sent are our best. Sacramentum will fare them. Yeah, I suspect I picked something else. I think so, yeah. You gave me a job, and I will do it. I have waited so long to hear that you resolve in your voice. I tried to trust you before, but it never worked out. Maybe, at last, we can begin to talk as rulers. Oh, and one more thing. Yes? We are thinking of you. Your family wants you to succeed. Come back to this portal more often. We long to guide you. Good fortune, my child. Make Haven strong. You try to respond, but the humming and the whispers have returned. The Queen is gone. Oh, she asked about the spying, and yes, I am. Sure, but still, spying. The thing is, spying on him, and how she'll be able to get the message this quickly was more of the question I was thinking that I asked. Like, how did she know? Considering we're in the times where we're so far apart. They said it takes 3 months by ship, right? So if she's spying on me, how the fuck does she know? So that's what I thought my character was asking about. How the hell did you know that? Spy on me? Yeah, but how the hell could you spy on me when you're so far away? Suspense. Exactly. Magic. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna build Bo Baggins. There we are. Would you like to construct this building? What is it? What did I construct? Good. puns? Did I say a pun or whatever? Was it weird? I can't even remember what I said. Oh, build Bo Baggins. Yeah, well, that's whatever comment. I didn't expect some sort of joke. It was just like it's just whenever you're like going around, that's just whatever. That's just my brain on relax mode. When you say words like, hey, that sounds funny. It's not. It's like when my brain says, Kimbra Hepa Herb. It's like, hey, funny noises are good. I built. Build one of the fort's buildings or stalls, so just select the stone and make your minor. So I did do that, but they're not empty. Yeah, the game seems to have a lot of depth to it. The mainly a city builder or something else? I think it's mainly an RPG campaign, just like you would have Divinity Original Sin, but you do have a lot of elements to it, which is just like added fluff for fun. I have commanded that the building be rebuilt. That is a bare space. Now we need to fill it with something. Blacksmiths, weavers, woodworkers, even brewers. The more we have, the more money we can make, and the better equipment will be available. You can now direct us to rebuild the shops. How do I replace our lost shops? First, we need to turn supplies into equipment. Give the command, and I will turn our resources into a shop. The most urgent things to defend ourselves are a blacksmith and an apothecary. Okay, Miranda makes more resources available. End the conversation to learn how to buy shops. When you have bought a smithy and an apothecary, talk to Miranda again. Hehe. To buy a building, press the buy shop button. Press a plus button to buy. You first need to buy. You will need a blacksmith and an apothecary. First, press the buy buildings button. Then press the plus to the smithy and the apothecary. Cool, cool, cool. Look at that. Woo, this is cool. Look at that. Chat, we playing big board game. We got but paid bit city. Smithy, a fully equipped blacksmith. Buy new metal weapons and armor and install augments into your gear. Creating more smithies enables you to buy more powerful metal armor and weapons. Number currently active 0. Apothecary, making enchanted brews. Come here to fulfill your potions, bottles with different sorts of potions. Create more apothecaries to be able to blah, blah, blah. Cool. Bang. Bang. Thank you, man. Got it. Oh, she needs to tell me about it. I wanted to do it myself. Yeah, that answers why she didn't tell what I was making. Because I need to do more. I have bought a smithy and an apothecary. Excellent. The final thing to do is to say where they will be built. The trials are almost complete. So I have to place the shops. How does that work? Go to the building or stall you built. You can also place a shop in the northeast tower. We build our smithy and our apothecary. How do I decide where to place them? You can only place shops on wooden floors. Also, each building usually only has a room for one shop. You will need to keep rebuilding to make more shops. What can I place besides shops? You can make all sorts of decorative furniture. You can plant trees, if you are so inclined. You can do a lot of decorating. It won't help in your battles, though. So now as much as this fort desperately needs decoration. But then I have more to clean. Get to one of the buildings. You can then place your blacksmith and apothecary. Press the place buildings button. Select the shop and select the space where you want it to go. Wood floor. Press space. Select pick spot on ground. This says upkeep cost and it's red. Is it because it needs to be bigger? No. Oh, just who am I picking out? Okay, so the different sizes probably, eventually. Hey! Upkeep cost, let's build it downkeep instead. Yeah, build it in the downtown. The downkeep place. Oops. Ah, shit! Oh, it's fine, chat. Wait, shall we build it in the middle instead? There is no middle. Ah! That was a hurtful placement. This is an interesting departure from other Spiderweb games. How goes it? It goes really well. Grapes. I am feeling great. Having fun with this game, learning a lot. It's easy to get into, though. You now have a smithy and an apothecary. Marvelous. After cowering in this fort so long, we can finally repay the other nations for the insults they have given us. Don't stop building, though. Each sort of shop will give you valuable advantages. When you rebuild our 6 lost forts in the other nations, more shops will give you even better equipment. Oh, and if you didn't already, speak to the alchemist to start getting potions. I still don't have a working portal. That may be a challenge. Sage art can be stored, but take a lot of materials. Blah, blah, blah. More advice? You know enough to restore Sacramentum to its rightful place as Haven's colony. I can still give you a lot of information. For example, if you want to fight to regain our mines and quarries, I can suggest places to go. I may also sometimes need your help with a major decision. Please come and see me often. I would be honored. Now, the great work can begin. The great work? Well, it's been so hard watching the arrogant Ariel, the greedy Vol, and the vengeful Eucatus. They owe us so much. Then, the moment our land was cursed and we were weak, they broke every agreement with us. Now we are back. Queen Sharon is supporting us. We will make them pay. Please come in and check with me as you expand our colony. I can give you valuable information and direct you to places where you can greatly increase our strength. I was sent here to reclaim Sacramentum. Of course you were. We never thought otherwise. We always knew that Queen Sharon would not abandon us. We never dreamt we would be lucky enough to have a prince here. My duty is to fight for Haven. This colony will be restored. Oh, I will be honored to help you in whatever little way I can. I want to know the status of the 3 other nations. Of course, I can provide an evaluation of our relations with Eucat, the Vol, and Ariel. Eucatish. You've not made contact with our battalion at the border of the Eucatish lands. To get there, leave this fort and allow the roads to the west. Try to rebuild both of our forts there as soon as possible. Many Eucatish secretly want us to return and bring trade and security with us. Those forts will give them places to rally and offer their support. Let's just keep it at that for now. So resting. Would you rest in the bed? I mean, we're good now. I just want to see, you know, we need to explore and learn. Day 3. And then we get more resources. The Vol report, some reports. I'm just gonna reload again, so I'm not gonna check these reports now. From language to speed, no breakfast awaits. Okay, so this is something to probably do eventually, but I don't know if they want me to do that yet, so that's a quick save load. Okay. We'll just let it be for now. Sigh. So, let's go talk to the people. The alchemist of your fort is waiting for you, surrounded by bubbling pots and bundled of dried herbs. If you want to change the potion stored in one of your flasks, your alchemist can do this. When you drink a potion during an adventure, it will be refilled when you return to one of your forts. You can also purchase runes to improve your weapons and helmets, and augments to improve any armor. Make me a potion. The alchemist is still... Of course, Prince! We were able to craft a flask for you, suitable to carry enchanted fluid. You receive a healing potion. If you must drink the potion, return that flask to one of your forts, and the Guild of Alchemists will refill it for you. As we gain more resources, we can make more flasks for you. You can get more potion flasks, but they can be hard to find. Some forts give them a mission as mission rewards, others in dungeons. I want to make runes. Okay, strength plus the physical damage. Like, I don't know how much I want to put in these, but I'll buy one. There. Shock rune to magical damage. She has an augment slot. Buy one shock rune. That is all. So we go to inventory. We put this into... Oh wait, there's smithy that has to do that. Let's go to the blacksmithy. You visit the blacksmith. Here you can buy 5 new weapons and armor. You can also turn excess equipment into gold. You can also install augments and runes into your weapons. I want to improve my items. Teach me how. Or you can get augments and runes in your alchemist. Augments improve armor and protect you. Runes improve your weapons and helmets and make you stronger in battle. The smith gives you a rune. I can attach that to an item for you. I can also remove augments and runes, though it costs money. I want to install augments and runes. So we're gonna put this into her. Select armor or weapon to improve. Bub, rune, bub. And does it cost anything? No. Good. Select and boom. Let's see here. So, want to install augments. I still have 2 things. Hit chance and hit chance. So she gave me another deadeye. Deadeye. Bronze spear has an augment slot. But it costs money to remove it. Oh, but we have the room here. So we're just go do that. No, we need to remove that from the inventory first, I see. Go here, talk to her again, go here. Weapon, rune, go. Sell something. Wood buckler, 3. Another one of these. Do they have durability? They don't seem to do, that's nice. Another sword. There you go, 114. And the old quan cells were 6. I'm gonna keep it just in case. I don't know. You can always sell it later. So this is the healing potion that we got. So it's not in the inventory yet though. The quick slot. Wait, shouldn't it be here? There it is. That's only for that person. My inventory, I guess. Because that person couldn't have it. Let's say... Yeah. Cool. Any cool weapons though? Another helmets. Ooh. This costs... What are these resources? Or is it just shield strength? So it's 5 physical, 2 magical, maybe? Could be. I'm guessing that's magical resistance. Weight? We'll see. Could be. Does this have anything? Let's see here. It has... yeah, so 2 magical, 4 physical. So that's correct, yeah. Magical and physical damage reduction. Good. Haven Soldier. Why are you so alone? We're always vigilant. You don't seem so vigilant. You seem kind of bored. Vigilantly bored, I guess, could be a thing. So you have to buy this building, no. But if you build stuff. Weaving room. For creating a cloth and make it into fine garments. Buy new robes and hoods here. Okay, and then the carpenter. Wands, bows, staff, shields. Awesome. So we have that's enough resources to make these, but we could save for barracks. Reduce the theft of your resources in this region. Sounds good to me. But we need a little bit more stuff. We need 1 more iron ingot. Sure, we'll wait. We can wait. You catfish townsperson. I can't believe you. I'm going to trade. No, you're going to trader me. Trader Joe. We know about the mines, we also know about the mansion here. So we're gonna go back here. We're gonna find this secret entrance in the mansion. I do believe. Oh, this is smart. See, now it goes back to the first one. What a clever save scheme, huh? They know what's up. Ja, hier Brooklers!
Beatings.
Cedric.
Good riddance.
Bye, Cedric. See you later, Cedric. Thank you so much for the 400 bits, Brooklers. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. That's so kind of you. Thank you for supporting me. Supporting the stream. I hope you have a great day. It's very, very haha fun. So, we know, we've talked to him before. We talked to this. We know there's a secret entrance. Now we just see it. Okay. There we go. Wolf. There's a musty tunnel running under the town. The floor is dirt and the air reeks of mildew. And what's that? Dog. Lots of dog. You hear snarling to the east. Is someone keeping a candle down here? You're now in enemy territory. To conquer an area, you need to defeat the enemy leader. This must be done in a single assault. If you leave and return, your force will be able to build their defenses. Recovering from a week with a big man flu. Oh, that sucks. I also have, if I get the man flu, mine is also really strong. I have the typical, like, and I rarely get sick, but if I first get sick, I struggle. Like, in terms of getting sleep at all, just not functioning, it sucks. 3 years since last time? Well, good, it's been going good for a while though. That's nice to hear. Boo boo. Can I go past my dudes? I can just walk and shoot though. Yo!
If I did this,
Oh, Saber Viper.
anything to you?
Nothing funny to share, just sharing some love. Why does my TTS never work anymore? She's just done. Anyway, thank you so much for the 100-bit Saber Viper. Close to the 1554 mark of double. The gift thing. Thank you so much. Spin. Haha. Okay, let's see here. Main dude. Go forward. And waits. Iron bar. Amber. An amber thing. Is that part of the...
Back, my good friend.
Hello, bear. Hello. Saber Viper, your bear. The bear is here for you. Bernard. He's ready to support us. This is a good way of walking. Gets my group closest, I feel. You have to brush heavy clumps of cobweb out of your way to walk down this passage. Bones crunch underfoot. Yes, this is my first Spiderweb game, yeah. I've only touched the other ones. I've never really played them. Stairs up. And going here. I want to explore this cobweb. Cobweb. Baby first spiderweb. I see something. I see more. Crit. Well, thank you for the 350 bits. Bruklus. Even more love. Thank you so much. Looks like I have to give away a gift sub. They have such a deep lore and story, although combat tends to be a smidge basic. I don't mind that. I mean, Planescape, for example. Planescape Torment was an amazing game. The combat was lame. The spell effects was great, but you never really got to see the spell effects that much. But it tells a good story. And that's great atmosphere. Granted, Planescape looks very appealing. A little more than what this is. But still, you can tell a good story. Thank you for the 350 bits, and I gotta give a gift sub. Oh no. Let's do it like we did earlier. Another time, where basically... the first one in chat that is not subbed gets to be chosen by the golem. So let's see if there is anybody here unsubbed that wants to get hit with a sub. You are subbed, Paru. We've been getting so much gift subs now. We don't even have people that aren't unsubbed anymore. Ha! I found one. SR Meister. Your soul is mine. Forgot the sound effect. It came after instead. Welcome to the Golden Club. No! Oh, thanks, man. Hey, don't worry about it. Enjoy your emotes. Enjoy your ad-free experience of this channel. We should celebrate by running 2 minutes of ads. No, we're not going to do that. Ah, she didn't reach. Oops. That was unfortunate. Slap harder. No, don't evade.
None of them can be seen.
Only if there are crypto investment ads. Is that even a thing? Sounds great. I think somebody mentioned that earlier, actually. Have a good lurker, Bitters. Thank you so much for the bits. I was going to add up the total. 400, 350, 750. Thank you for the 750 bits. Learning to math day by day. Whoops. Wow. Oh. That was dumb. Can't target. Oh, man. Oh, I need to move like that and then move. Okay, so he could target. He just needed a little bit of push. You also think that the remake of GeForce 1 was a really strong decision. They do have all 5 of the originals on GOG as well. Yes, I do own the original GeForces, but I did not get the remaster. But I would honestly just play the original one. And then rather at one point turn to the remaster and check it out, you know. Cool, cool. Oh, it keeps to this save now. Okay, so it's almost good. Save scheme was almost perfect, chat. So that was it over there. Just some spidery nonsense. And water. Water. You think it could be some secrets? No. Ooh, it's a new day, I guess. Haven Forts and Mines generate 6422. Losses from theft. 50% chance. There's no theft. Nice. No earnings rebuild. No earnings rebuild. Farm report. Upkeep for all Fortune shops. 222. So more upkeep than I can get in there. I need more alchemy. Hand of Code says Geneforge 1. Mutant is a total remaster for 2001 cult. Yeah. New areas, quests, characters, and dialogue. Read on interface. Complete rework of every single thing. It got new content. Well, I don't own it though, and it's more expensive. So I guess like for September, I would still play the original one. I mean, we could revisit it. Because I think the new one is 20 bucks or something. Oh, jeez. Or close to 20. I could fix that. You don't need to feel pressure to do that. We can still play the original, the classic. Unless like somebody really wants to see the one, but still. No pressure. But I feel it could probably justify the experience still, right? And then could also be nice to check in the remaster one later. So yeah. Block damage. Gotcha. So if I go here, can I like do the whirlwind attack? All within 2 spaces, it said. Do they count my own? I guess they count my own space. Ugh, I didn't mean to go there. I meant to go there. This didn't work out for me. Gotcha. Let's give him hell. Brutal blow. They gave us everything, even spin to win attacks. Yeah. But it said into the spell did say within 2 spaces, and it didn't even register on the person that was under there. So I think that it counts my space as 1. And Tom from MySpace as the other one. Boom, 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 boom. Stunning shot with your weapon, melee or missile. Oh yeah. Let's give it a go here. Boom. Oh, well, stunned and killed, I guess. Tom from MySpace was and is cool. His profile picture will be forever in memory. Yeah, that wouldn't work with it. Oh. Did get energy back. Could use it to heal. Now that I have energy back. But that costs more now. No, I still won. It's got very low energy. 5. Totally after he sold his space, he just been traveling the world. Yeah, I've heard so. What a way to enjoy it, man. A good way to do it. Oops. I think like Notch is living his life out of he sold Minecraft like to Microsoft. He's just been having big parties like every time. I heard the video that he basically was known in his area just throwing gigantic parties, like crazy parties, and he's just been living through that. But then again, I think he wasn't doing as well, like in terms of general direction and health. Sure, you do that and have crazy parties, but like every man, like including female, this just saying man in general, every person I say instead, that sounds better, needs a purpose, needs motivation. Or we're just a husk of, just a shell of a human. Oh, a winter wolf. Got it. Already done the poll for the gift subs? What do you mean? You're talking about me again? I only have one vote for the community one yet, and I haven't given them taken a vote yet. I usually wait till we have maybe 3 or something like that, or at the end of the stream. Sometime it fits. Ooh, Volt Chain Helm. Couldn't I pick it up? Why not? Since I already have one. What? I'm holding Alt. Maybe I should right click it. Maybe that was the difference. So the Volt Chain Helm is 2 and 4 and 2. Nice. It also has a difference. Absorbs 20%, absorbs 25%, up to. So yeah, apparently after he sold his, suddenly having billions of dollars can be dangerous. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Imagine if if you've been like interested enough about like general human psychology, or like wealth, like how you fare as a person, what motivates you, what keeps someone going. Like getting, let's say you get so rich you don't need to do anything anymore. blasted bits twice. Oh yeah, that's true. I needed to add the other one. Thanks. I forgot about adding the other one. I have 2 votes. But we're gonna use it probably between the segments of this game and the next. Yeah, so who would have thunk, right? If you get so much money, you don't even need to work anymore. And the thing is, like, what would happen is that, okay, depending on person to person, you'd be super happy for somebody will be happy for a month, some 6 months, 2 years. But after that, everything becomes normalized. If you know you can buy whatever food you want, that becomes your standard. If you know that you can buy whatever thing you want, that becomes your standard. You want something, you buy it. That's it. So, easy material joys, sure. But in the end, it's like, that becomes your standard. But we always strive for something. We always want to improve. We want to have a quest. We want to have a meaning. So that's why, even no matter how rich you are, you need to do something. Look at Mr. Beast, for example. Mr. Beast is a great dude. Like, I don't watch all his videos, but he's a dude that just like keeps on wanting to grow, having purpose, doing things, and just still acts like a total normal dude. Like, that's how you pursue those dreams. That's how you pursue that kind of style. Like, don't stop, even though you're filthy rich. It's Brandon. I think we have to talk to Brandon before we attack him, so... We're probably going to attack him. Hey, Bronca. Good to see you. Let me give you a shout-out. How was the late light stream? I've just been hopping into your stream, but I don't say hi because I'm going to bed so early. But you played more Tex Murphy last night. How was it? I tend to not want to say so much, but I know I'm going to bed anyway. You are confronted by a Sergeant of Haven. His robes still bear the insignia of his rank. He is no loyal soldier, though. He looks desperate, hungry and feral. So, your prince is here. You finally bothered to return to your people, after abandoning us all these years. And you are? Sergeant Brandon of the Sacramentum South Battalion. What's left of it. He quivers with rage. You are no sergeant. He shouts, you have no right to proclaim anything here. Your lot left us here with a calamity, fighting off the enemy as they got closer and closer. We had no choice but to do what he did. You're a deserter. Haven deserted us. You're the deserter. We will not take your orders anymore. Ever. You don't deserve us. You swore an oath to Haven. You must live by it. Sergeant Brandon tries to respond, but years of suppressed rage render him incoherent. He lets out a long, ragged shriek. It sounds like, how dare you! Then begins casting a spell. Did he now? Causing it to flee. We can try on Brandon. Did work. There was some statistic of how many lottery winners are broke soon after winning, and it was not insignificant figure. There's a lot of interesting things that you can learn. That's the reason why I was so interested in... I haven't really read a lot about philosophy recently because I've been so busy with my stream and project. But that's why I've been so interested in learning about so much of philosophy and basic human psychology. I'm not a student of psychology. I'm just interested. Because you just... like, how do we work? How do we think? And what makes us go forward? And philosophy teaches us a lot of ways to think. So that's why I really love to continue doing that. Oh, shit. I guess I'm just gonna move forward, my dude. I can't really attack. It says walk 3, though. I'm gonna walk there. I'm gonna wait. Terrified. Let's shoot Brigand. That didn't work. Ooh, here could be good. No, she's so far behind. I thought I was gonna use the cone, but no. Ease peas. Let's walk close. Weakness, that's alright. Nah. Nice. Got him. A little girl's name again. Eco girl, never mind. Little girl name. From Eco. I don't know that actually. Right now my goal is to get the 86 remaining video games that I want. Oh really, your mom? Do you have, so you're a video game collector? Well, do you have a main collection style? Like PC, console, specific? It's pretty late. Text Murphy is absolute fire, is it? Awesome. The traitor to Haven falls. When the soldier is abandoned, there are multiple allowable options. Forming your own little empire is not one of them. The roads around here will be safer, and your supplies will be stolen less often. Perhaps you should tell the mayor of Kelleran of your victory. He's sure to be glad to hear about it. Yay! This felt like a good purpose. I felt like I did good things here. Thank you, game, for giving me purpose and motivation. Sure shot ring. We already have a ring there, but this is to hit chance in general. Give it to them. Gold boblet. That's just money, I guess. Boblet. Hey, Short Straw. Happy hello. Happy hello indeed. How you doing? These are all console games. PC games just get digitally. Including handhelds, I own around 20 consoles. Wow. That's awesome. That is super cool. Good luck with the rest of the games. So do you just... So you're on a mission to get every game? Or are you mission to get specific games? Just the ones you want. Cool, cool. What's the one game that you'd really want to have, but it ever eludes you? Do you have one game in mind that has always been annoying you? Do we keep going forward? I don't know. Let's save. 23. Snatcher on the Sega CD. It's routinely $1,000. Is it really? Holy dingus. But that's a good one though. Gillian Seed. Staunching augment. Bleed resistant, poison resist. Cool. Nice. It's also the Mega Drive Mini for $40. It's like a lot of collectors. I remember when they released the SNES Mini and the NES Mini, whatever. Like the SNES had Chrono Trigger and stuff on it, and the collectors were like, "Uh-oh, another legitimate copy-ish to play," and they were worried about prices. Still going to be the same price because of original releases, but a lot of the times that happens, then you know that people may not care anymore to get it, you know? Yo, Vesemix!
6 months. When did that happen? As always, thanks for the great streams. Ulempog.
I do not know when that happened. Thank you so much for the 6 months, Vesemix. Appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Half a year of streams. Thank you for your commitment, and I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. I wonder if we can rename our dudes. Yes, a good old golf clap. Deserves one. Okay, so that's it then. Just lead to the south here. Nice. Oh yeah, this is out the main entrance. Yeah, with the Mister. So I'm the Mister. Pardon my pun. The Mister's always been a mystery to me. I've seen so much about it, but I still don't know exactly how it works. Like, I'm familiar with a lot of gaming in general and emulations and setups and Raspberry Pi things and what's it's. But what is actually the Mister? How does it work? Because I've seen like a lot of streamers playing on the Mister. I'm like, okay. What? That fast when you're having fun, but it makes it deedly deedly doo. Deedly doody. Where's the mayor? I thought he was there. I think it is. Is Brandon? Oh, there it is, of course. But that just says town person, but that should be Shaw. It uses FPGA. Hardware emulation rather than software emulation. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I've never understood either. Field programmable gate arrays. Okay, let's just keep it an acronym for now. Agree, Strider? Let's just keep that an acronym. That doesn't, because that doesn't explain anything to me. Okay, so, but how does it work? Let's say, okay, let's say Mr. Golem wants to get a Mister. Do I buy a Mister? What do I do? Do I like go to, hello? I would like a Mister, please. What? How is the process? It's a chip made up of programmable transistors. You implement the instructions at hardware level. But I don't think that everyone on Twitch is a tech giant genius. Don't believe them? I have trouble to believe them. So there must be some way to make it more friendly, right? I see so many people that aren't necessarily tech geniuses having them. We should burn them just in case they speak heresy. A witch! May we burn her? 400 euro for a Mister? I would rather buy a Miss. A Mrs. at that point. Hey! Thank you for the gifts up to Hey Strider MDF. Appreciate it. No, this should... What? This isn't Shaw. I thought he was here. Ah. Oh, this is not Shaw either. Mayor Pangle was his name. Burning people deserves a gift. Thank you so much, MDF. Oh, by the way, do you have a game in mind to September? You can choose one. Mayor Pangle sits at the desk, telling to the affairs of the town. Sergeant Brandon is dead. And what few of these thugs remain have fled. Ah, thank you, Prince. Thanks to Queen Sharon, Haven's return has brought us new hope. We are eager to begin rebuilding. Okay, so now I can talk more freely, I guess. This is hard to talk about. I'm a lowly mayor. No, don't worry about it. Fort Haven is in desperate need of supplies. Of course, now that the invaders are gone, we can send you all you are owed. A long overdue shipment of supplies will be sent for Fort Haven right away. Tell me about Kelleran. We've long been the largest, finest town in the Sacramento colony. Wealthy, well-defended. We even have a bit of culture. And they even had to abandon us. We've been crumbling ever since. Well, now that Haven is back, you can rebuild. We can and we will. Grateful for your presence, Prince. We did it. We got the rebuild. Aliens vs. Predator Classic 2000. Got it, and done. It has escaped the clutches of the 13. There we go. One more word for that. Got it. Thank you for the gift sub, MDF. So these are the Demia's fine gear. Maybe she can have stuff now. And theater. We'll return to the theater soon. So let's check out if she has something new now. Since we have... Oh, this is different? I don't know. Okay, yeah. You cattish cap. Not that much better, is it? But there's a chain helm now. We have 214. Let's buy a Volt chain helm. We also don't have it here. Let's buy the cattish one for her then. You'll probably find better soon, but you know, whatever. And we can buy an iron bar for resources. Sure. Seems good to me. Sell something. Oh, we had an extra one here. Damn it. Damn it. You didn't buy a Super Famicom Strider to play 6-yard games just to be outclassed by some Mr. Mister? Mr. is a good band though. Theater! He just screams theater when we enter. If there's like a... What do they call the people that own theaters? Oh shit, that was the wrong name. A theater master? Just like we have like a Hofmeister, they own like the pubs. Master of the theater. Sure. Patrons, here it is. Queen Sharon is a great patroness of all the arts. He places a hand on your shoulder. His other arm waves. Granddad stage. Imagine, if you will, with a small patronage, my theatre will be transformed. New paint, new curtains, new costumes. A return to weekly productions to the best classic plays from Haven. Or follow your mother's example with great royal patronage. I'll write new glorious plays celebrating your heroic journey across Sacramentum. His pitch complete, he eagerly awaits your answer. Do we go balls out on the theater, shouldn't we? I will follow my mother's example with great royal patronage. Shaw is beside himself with happiness. He claps approvingly. I will write the greatest play of the decade about your adventures. Heaven's court will celebrate your deeds. Theater! Stop screaming theater at me. I have no more money left, so this... I can't do anything more here. I use all my money on theater guy. Could we buy a new place, maybe? It's not that important. Let's just go adventure. Adventure awaits. Huzzah! So this is also a thing. We can check out what this does. Oh. The mine. Let's just go back. Let's go to the mines. We found the mines up here. You Cattis invaders have constructed an iron mine here on your lands. They've accumulated a fair amount of iron ore, all of which is Haven property. You make a note to send some soldiers out to collect it. Oh, so you don't enter it? Okay. We just go to it. Nothing of value has been extracted. Okay. So not necessarily a mine dungeon, but we got an iron ore for it, so... Interesting. You find a survey marker. Haven soldiers leave these to mark viewpoints where much can be seen. You haven't been to this one yet, so you look around. Because you are on the shore, you can see much of the catched lands to the west. You take notes. So they're basically these notes. Or do I? No, I already have notes here though. So, not here. Cool dungeon there. dungeon areas were awesome. The Mirefangs quest reclaiming the UCAT. Take over there to improve resource income. Muget's mine. Oh, 2 hours. Yeah, sure. Ah, so yeah, we were right. I just incorrect place. Here it is. Oh, no, no. This was once of Haven's iron mines. Then the calamity happened. Queen Sharon pulled most of your soldiers out, and everything was lost. Now the entrance to your mine is marked by a crude, filthy banner with the outline of some sharp thing on it. Across the chasm to the north, someone is watching you. You know, enemy territory? Oh, we need to fill... Defilled? Defill the fish. Defeat everyone involved. Let's see here. I might do a change. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, did I do the wrong one? Oh, yeah. True. Oh, yeah. Shucks. I was going to change up some music, and I managed to overwrite my current playlist earlier on. Just remember that. Let's see if I can find out that. If I have a folder of it. I do not. Oh, wait, I do. Okay, there it is. So, let's change up the music style for now. This is okay for you? There we go. Some Shadowgate. So I'm guessing, are we talking to this guy or attacking this guy? We're talking to this guy. 2 bridges span the natural chasms at the entrance to the mine. The bridge to the west is lowered, the one to the north is raised, and you can't reach the controls. An armed man is watching you from across the chasm. He's a shaggy fellow with mud-flaked crude leather armor. You can smell it from here. There's an arrow aimed directly at you. I'm Mugret, and this is Bob territory. Who are you? I am Prince Ogilvy of Haven. Yeah, sure you are. Haven has got forgotten this place. The Bob holds great port, and we're about to take the rest of their lands. And where are you from? The Yucat, the free land. When we hold the Haven forts, we will join with the Yucatish and become lords. Great port. I think I killed all of your people there. What? He thinks. I don't believe you. It's a bluff. It's not smart to taunt us. Go away. If the Mirelings don't kill you, we will. He lowers the bow and walks into the shadows to the north. I thought I killed all of you once. Wow, my dude's turning into a dick. Like a cocky dick. Cocky dick. I guess you can say that. In a way. Huge lizard? Look at it. Look at the cutie lizard. Beware the huge lizard. With pointy teeth. Pointy. Ha. The pointy teeth lizard. We shall make him strong. There we go. Mr. Lizard, we got you covered. The huge lizard man. So he looks a bit more dangerous like this side. Let's get him. I'm guessing the huge lizard is a naughty boy, so... He hasn't seen us yet, maybe. No, he bye. He's scared. No, it is a fight. He was a little scared. Bye, lizard. No, what are you doing? Okay, luckily we blocked it all. There is someone up here. Let's end to get energy back. Not sure if lizard or frog with that tongue. It has this dangerous dragon flame tongue, is what it was. Didn't you see? It was dangerous for a second there. We could have died. Ooh. Oh. Oh, the combat log. Oh. Hey, Infinity, good to see you. Welcome in. Oh, Mirelings. I wish we could get like lore entries whether I clicked on them or something like that. Because I feel like a lot of times when you spot things in the world, I don't feel like I could like question things as you do in a lot of games. You kind of just look at a spot and then you could get information about it. So there's like not big information about random things, which is fine. It's not a big deal. It's just the extra fluff. I feel like this game would have had time to do that. Or could. The game seems to have a lot of areas covered. So that would be expecting that as well, you know. You bet that from. Lizard good or lizard bad? Naughty lizard. As showed on TV. Maybe it's a naughty lizard. Hey! Sorry, I don't need to show you this anymore. It wasn't that good, was it? I don't trust the Mirelings, so we're just gonna attack them. Oh. Several humanoid figures are hunched around this fire. They are slumped over in a strange, clumsy way. Very odd. One of them sniffs the air and looks at you. It's not human. The face is twisted and wolf-like. It bears filthy teeth and says, "Pix!" I'm sorry. What? All of them turn and look at you. Then another one says, "Pix!" And all howling, "Pix! Pix!" Yes, Pix. Like the ones on the floor over there. They jump up and down, howling, "Pix! Pix! Pix! Pix!" They look vaguely human, but they act more like wolves. They're capable of using tools, though. They pick up clubs and crude daggers, and they charge at you. They should have picked up the picks. Pecks! 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 You know what's fun? Pick is dick in Norwegian. Pick, pick, pick. Hey Rosa, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, good shit. Ow! Oh, good damage. We need the kill. Oh, please hit. Good. How do I mine fish with pick? Get out of the way, pick. What? Is it from Willow the movie? Or Willow the guy in the movie? Or... Yes, okay. I still haven't watched the movie Willow. I have played the game Willow. Not to completion. Played with my brother a while back. It's a very, like, cool game. Lizards! Oh, oops. What? That was... I thought she had bow already. That was not the intended way to do this. Oh shit, I also hit my own friend. Oh, this is bad. Beautiful. Oh, come on. Why are you going forward, you idiot? Oh, I have to make them stand still. I have to find another way to use that. How to make them remain their position. Are they not aggro yet? So that means we can go down here. Okay, that's good. We wish you haven't seen Willow, so just you can see it again. So it's that good, huh? It kind of reminds me of the Princess Bride in terms of the age and style, I guess, of it. It's the first thing that pops to mind. Going to move forward here. I guess here can be good. Usability. Okay. Wait a little bit. They're still not angry at us. No, not that one. Yes. Ow. Imagine almost enough damage. There we go. Okay, lizard. So how did you get there, buddy? Leaping lizard. I see. Ah! Both of them at like 0 HP. If I like use, let's see here. I don't know how much energy I get, but before it goes into effect. I guess there. I guess we can just use the healing. Let's get it over with. Very good map system in this game as well. Ooh, interesting. What are you gonna do, buddy? Oh, they are archers, okay. So that is what they're gonna do. They're gonna shoot me. And I'm gonna stare at you. How much does he have? Come on. Oh man, these guys are tough. Should approach this from a different way. This wasn't good. So they are archers, definitely. We could spell them a bit. Possibly. Inspire a bit. Oh, we should have that for healing, maybe. Stunning blow. Stunned. Very close. No, it's not very close. Okay, I see the issue. The box here makes it a little bit weird to see. I can start moving, but, you know. Oh shit, wrong person. Thought I was still that guy. Not bad. Yeah. Bad. Wow. That sucks. Okay, at least it died. That's a lot of damage. I mean, we might be a bit ahead of our skill to be here as well. Oh, that's been pretty good though. Decent energy back. Oh yeah, the healing potion, but that needs to be refilled at base. Yeah. Do. Okay, we can still use a stun. And wait. Just regular attack here, I guess. Yeah. Oh, that's not a lot of damage, is it? Strong brigands. Oh god. Evade. Oh, evaded but bleed damage. Okay, nice. He's slowed. You take advantage of that, possibly. Oh, no, we can't. Because they also slow me, even though I'm stunned. Oopsies. It's unfortunate. Oh, man. Need to learn the rules of this. Oh, thank God. It could have been worse. Where's my energy? I didn't get energy back. I always do! Scroll of Mercy. Ability. Haven's Mercy. Powerfully heals and cures all allies within 6 spaces. Consumable. Meaning that it can't be learned as a scroll? As a spell, I mean. Because we basically learn things by skills, not scrolls. I would guess. Because if I go here... Powerfully heals. Use item, I guess. Yeah, and then it's gone. So yeah, that would just be character skills. Probably not something we necessarily can get. Restoring Rain though, he's allies within 6 spaces. Also cures poison and bleeding curse. That's nice. And this seems to increase the passiveness. Passive bonus stuff. Boop beep, boop beep. But we're definitely struggling in here. Compared to... other places so far. Ooh, brigand archer. I feel like we're at the place. Hey, Herval, good to see you. Wow, how are you doing, my friends? Good to see you again. How has life been treating you? Because we can try to do a combat start here and just go backwards, maybe? Still not sure how that should go work out. I'm doing great. And I'm glad to hear that you are well. So my main dude, he's like the strongest one. Let's say we put him there. She starts shooting from here. A Muggart aims an arrow at you and shouts, Haven is dead! This man belongs to the rusty barb and the Yucatish. We die before we surrender. I'm a prince of Haven. This mine is ours. Muggart laughs. Haven is full of cowards. They abandoned this land. They have no right to it. Your lies do not impress me. He aims an arrow at your head. Oh, you hit my head as well, you dingus. Yeah, I'm not vibing with this place. Feel a bit uncomfortable here, sir. I think they're a bit too strong for me. And if anything, we need to fight outside of this zone. Oh, God. God. Nah. Oh, hello. Stuns. Can I not? I have to include my dude? Awesome. Okay. Do something else then. Here's the archers as well. Nice. She's dying. Good evasion. Ow! Nice damage. Nah. Oh god, yes. No! I didn't want to click there. I messed up. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. Oh. Yes, 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 yes. No, yes. You have defeated Mugret, leader of these obnoxious bandits. That was a leader, okay. Now you can send workers to reclaim this mine. Soon you will have more iron to work with. Recapturing mines and workshops gives you resources. Every 2 days, these mines will produce 1 iron and 1 wood. We need to produce the other thing, though. We need to produce the green. The green is what we need to produce. The box contains trash and broken tools, mostly junk. There's also a crude map, which is much more interesting. There's a valley southwest of Fort Haven. There's a door into the cliff wall at its north end, marked with a hook symbol. Once inside, there's a button hidden behind the second stalagmite inside. If you want to keep hunting the Rusty Bar bandits, this might be useful. Cool. Record. Ooh, Surgeon's Ring. Plus on to healing bonus. Sergione. You turn the wheel. The bridge is back. Cool. There might be more dudes over there. Copy, save. Treasure chests. Are there dudes though? No. Cool. Well, you hear a scraping sound coming from the chasms around you. Sounds like claws running through dirt and digging into rock. You look around, trying to figure out what direction the noise is coming from. It is all around you. Then the creatures reach to the top of the chasm. Ah! Fire lizards. Or fire lizard and lizards. No leaping lizards this time, though. No! Ow! Okay, I'm out of mana with this guy. Oh, good movement. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Oh no, I can't walk backwards. Will I? I would lose so many points. Try one? That works. Bye, fire lizards. Easy peasy. Squeezy lemon. Oh, I'm almost dead. Easy. Iron augment to physical armor. This is it. Nice. We did it. We explored. We did it. Look at our small little feet. My fetus, my fetochus. Haven claim established. Stay out. W. Fort Haven. 3 hours to Fort Haven. What's the Queen's wish? To kill and command. But this is a good end point. It's been almost 4 hours. We just did the big dungeon. I think we can keep it at this. Level up anything. This is a nice place to get our grips back if we want to return to it. 30 and for now. So next up we have One Must Fall 2097. That's a lot of video games before this one. So before we do that though, we need to take a short break and stretch and do the things. So that's not this one yet. Hold on a second. We need to talk, you know, before we go. One must fall. One must fall. 2097. Border combat, but 100-foot tall robots. We shall learn and be an expert at the game because we have a lot of time allocated and ready to be used. So to be able to get pumping and jumping and get ready for the game, let's have some music with the couch, shall we? So we can ready up some blast music, so people can get ready to change the vibe. Let's see here, what could be good for some vibe checks. Voodoo Betty Daddy Daddy. There you go. Terran could work. It starts slow but gets bigger. Bitties.
Nice. Nice.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. She's back. Thank you, John Welko. Appreciate it. Nice. Okay, so let me introduce you to music, and then we shall come back with One Must Fall. If you haven't pressed the buttons of all the things you could do, there are the buttons, YouTube's and Twit's and Discord. My YouTube channel, my unique content YouTube channel of Stealthygolem Cookies. We just released a video where Spider Cookie plays Castlevania. It's dumb and really fun. At least for me. Because she sucks. No. But yeah. Anyways, check those links out. I'll be right back. Enjoy some couchness. And I'll add the music to you. Be right back.